Andito na naman tayo.
Kami, hello. Kumusta po kayong lahat? Kumusta, Jcas?
Oh my God, it's a chilly more night. Oh my God, here in New York City.
Dito sa New York and New Jersey. Sa East Coast, malamig na. Kumusta po kayo? Alam mo, I feel like parang it's been a while since nag-podcast tayo. When was the last time we did podcast?
Parang, no. Oo nga, it's Saturday.
I know. For this week, actually, twice lang tayo kasi yung isang special guest.
Oh, kaya nga tapos parang
by next week.
Ayoko pa isipin yung next week. Ayoko pa isipin, sabi ko, Lord.
Pero alam mo, may aabangan sila next week kasi you know why? Ang favorite natin Miss Jamie Rivera will be one of our guests next week. O, diba? My God! Ako, excited na rin ako sa ating special guest for tonight. Grabe. As in, mga idol namin to, mga movers and shakers in New York City. Diba? Yeah. So anyways, before tayo mag-start at before natin i-introduce ang ating special guest, I have to say, good evening po sa aming Dearest USA! It's 9:43 p.m. po dito sa East Coast at sa California is 6:30 p.m., right? And of course, good morning Pilipinas sa lahat po ng nanonood sa Pilipinas. It's 9:43 a.m. I know yung iba tulog pa, pero samahan niyo po kami ngayon kasi may inspire kayo for sure sa aming special guest for tonight. And Jcas?
And of course, to match your energy, good morning po sa lahat ng mga Filipinos and non-Filipinos watching and tuning in different dimensions, different time zones, in whole parts of the world and the universe. Burst.
So anyways, ito na ang ingay-ingay natin. I'm sure lahat sila, my God, interesado ng, 'di ba, makilala ating special guest. Pero before that, we would like to say Henrich Casual, Francis. Henrik. Hi, Henrik.
Hi, Henrik.
Hello, good day. Yes, Tatay Vince is here.
Hello, Tay Vince.
We love you. Sana one of these days mapagbigyan mo naman kami. Kasi isa din yan sa inspiration, no? Na talagang tawag nito na tipong lahat ng tao, they look up to him. Naman dito naman sa New York City. Okay, so si Time Lapse Travel, good evening to you and it's morning here in Manila. Hi, good morning. Sabi Iboto si Jcas.
Iboto talaga.
Good
Wala
morning,
akong balak
Time Lapse Travel. Good morning sa Manila. Anyways, ito na po. Naku, JP Pilares is here.
JP, hello.
JP Pilares, my God, hello, ang aking friend from the Philippines as well. Anyways, sige na po at i-intro ko na ang ating special guest for tonight. Okay, our special guests for tonight are truly the Fil-Am power duo that we need to aspire to be. First one is Mr. Edwin Josue, one of the premier real estate associate brokers in New York for 34 years. Hala, ang tagal na.
Diba? Wala lang.
I know. He has sold and rented out millions of residential high-end properties in New York City. He is also the first Fil-Am to join the upscale Brown Harris Stevens firm and also an active member of the Real Estate Board of New York. Wala lang, ganun lang naman. Di ba? He has also invested in business with his lifetime partner, Mr. Jerry Sibal, a world-renowned multi-awarded leading event designer, floral artist, and founder of New York-based Jerry Sibal Design LLC. Jerry has been creating magical settings, a lavish weddings, corporate and charity balls as distinct work of art all over the world for the likes such as, my God, ito lang naman, Sir Richard Branson, Celine Dion, Gloria Vanderbilt, the Sheikh of Qatar, and even Oprah, to name a few. My God, si Oprah lang naman.
Let's name drop. Why not?
Wala lang, di ba? Mag-name drop tayo. Both were not satisfied in just making a name for themselves, but also gave back immensely to the Filipino community, not just in their countless philanthropic works, but also by promoting history and culture by producing Nole Mitangere, the Oprah, for a total of 6 years here in the United States and also back home in the Philippines. Sana mapanood natin, no? They also pioneered the first ever Philippine Tourism Expo in Vanderbilt Hall of Grand Central Station, sa New York. O, di ba? Ang sosyal. They have individually earned awards for their civic works, and some they have received together, like the TOFA Awards, Community Excellence Awards, and the Order of the Knights of Rizal Excellence Awards. Let's be inspired tonight and find out how they did it all. Sana ganun din tayo, no? Eventually, ganito tayo successful. Guys, please welcome Filipino Pride, an inspirational duo, one of the real movers and shakers in the Fil-Am Upper Society community in New York City, no other than Mr. Edwin Josue and Jerry Sibal!
Hello, hello. Hi.
My God! Kumusta? Kumusta kayong... My God, tingnan mo naman. Ay, ganda-ganda ng painting. Teka, bago na tayo magkwentuhan, kumusta naman? I-greet nyo muna yung ating mga, my God, viewers ngayon. Ang dami-dami na. Oh, good morning, good evening, good morning kayo sa lahat.
Good evening to everyone and good morning in Manila and to the whole world. Thank you very much for inviting us for this Over a Glass or Two. And hopefully we'll have a fun night and inspirational talks with Jessie and JCas.
Oh, salamat. And Jerry?
And also JB, thank you very much for inviting us. And good evening sa mga friends namin and family here and also in Manila. You know, thank you for tuning in.
Yes. My God, talagang yan eh. Nagulat nga kami. Sabi ko, first time nagpa-interview tong mga to. We are humbled and honored.
It's about time.
Oh my God. Kasi alam mo, sa totoo lang, of course, aside from we interviewed a lot of celebrities, we wanna also interview yung yung people with inspiring stories. Alam mo, just like you guys. At saka, we wanna pick your brains. Diba, Jaycas? Kung paano ba kayo naging ganyan ka-successful?
Ano ba? Jessie, yung sinend mo yung bio nila, aside from, also nakilala natin sila, yung bio nila, sabi ko, ang haba naman ito, grabe.
No?
Ano ba ilalagay? No? Which one am I going to put in while I was writing the intro? I was like, I want to put everything because you deserve it. But at the same time, of course, yung iba, kayo na lang magkakwento. Pero grabe, nakakamangha kayo.
Nakakamangha,
parang ang feeling ko, shit, am I worthy? Parang, ano ba yun? Anong ginawa ko sa buhay ko? Wait lang,
diba? Talaga namang, we are so humbled, of course, and honored na pinaunlakan nyo kami na ma-interview kayo. And kwentuhan lang to eh. Para lang, wala lang, chikahan lang tayo. Loosen up. Pero para mag-loosen up tayong lahat, samahan nyo kami ha. Meron ba kayong wine? Kasi protocol namin to. Oo. Para mag-loosen up tayo, di ba? Kailangan nating mag-wine. So sa inyo pong lahat na nanonood, samahan nyo kami, mag-wine kayo, mag-margarita or coffee, kung ano man yung gusto nyong inumin for tonight. Magkukwentuhan tayo, di ba?
What do you guys have?
Yes, what do you have? Drinking.
White wine.
White wine for everyone. Making a cheers to OAGOT and to all the people all over watching the show tonight.
Oh my God. Yes, okay. So ito na. So syempre meron kaming protocol, 'di ba? Kailangan namin kayong of course i-grace, 'di ba? So anyways, sa lahat po ng nanonood sa aming Dearest USA and of course sa Pilipinas, i-welcome po natin ang power duo ng New York City, Mr. Edwin Josue and Mr. Jerry Sibal. Welcome to
Over a Glass or Two. Cheers!
Cheers! Clink! Ayan, cheers!
For good health.
Yes.
For good health, for everything, lahat na. So anyways, teka, mag-picture muna tayo. May picture, class picture po kami lagi dito. Okay, so, halika bilis, raise your glasses, tapos mag-picture tayo. Ayan. Tapos, move ka nga ng konti dito, Edwin, kasi kailangan makita yung magandang painting na yan eh. To your right, yan. Ayan na. O, sige po. Ayan na, mag-picture muna tayo. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ayan, kwentuhan na tayo. Teka, bago ang lahat ha, kailangan ko lang tanungin. Kasi, ang ganda-ganda talaga ng painting na yan sa likod ninyo. Nakita na namin yan, pero grabe talaga. Wow, what a beautiful masterpiece. Kanino galing yan?
Okay, there's a story behind that. So
okay, kwento.
Edwin magkakwento.
Well, actually, Boy Abunda, who is our very, very good personal friend, went to our apartment and he said, guys, I would like to give you paintings. Ang dami kong paintings sa Tagaytay. And he actually shipped us 3 paintings. And one of them is this Philip Badon, which is like a Picasso-esque painting. And we're so glad that, he gave it to us as a form of our friendship. And thank you very much, Boy. And apparently, Boy's birthday tomorrow, and we'd like to greet him.
Oh, I know! Happy birthday, Tito Boy! Tito Boy, Abunda, ang pinakamahal naming lahat. My God, ayan o. Oh, ba, yung picture. Oh,
may pa-picture.
Oh my God, wow!
Happy birthday, Tito Boy! We love you from New York.
We love you so much from New York and New Jersey. My God, wait, how long have you known Tito Boy?
Well, actually, we did produce Bernie Varga over 20 years ago. And Boy was just starting with this backroom management. And we formed a friendship already. And over the years, he's been a very, very good friend. And every time we're in Manila, he's always hosting us with Bo and Manang Fe, who's actually a mayor of Borongan Samar.
Ay, galing!
All the love and friendship that you have shown us.
Grabe, no? I'm sure kaya naman kayo minahal ni Tito Boy Abunda. It's because, naku naman, you guys have a golden heart. Diba? Ganun naman si Tito Boy eh. Like sabi ni Tito Boy na,
yeah.
Oo, you guys are so blessed.
With good people and good friends. Yeah.
And don't forget,
yes.
God is good all the time.
Oh my God. Kaya ikakwento nyo yung mga blessings na bakit ganyan kayo ka-bless at kailangan you have to inspire everyone, di ba? Teka, bago ang lahat mo, ang dami-dami na nag-hi, sabi ni Alta Simo, okay, dynamic duo. Yes, to spread culture, blooms, and joy. At guess what, guys, nanonood ang one of the best, friend din to ni Tito Boy, one of the best columnists in the Philippines, Miss Pilar Mateo is
Hi,
watching
Ate
as well.
Pilar!
Oo. Kasi, for sure, she will write an article about this. Nako, Ate Pilar, the best tong dalawang to. Pag pumunta ka ng New York, nako, pag na-meet mo to, astig talaga. Yan. Of course, nandito Tatay Vicente. Tatay Vince.
Hi, Tay Vince.
Hi,
How
Tay
are
Vince.
you?
And of course, nako naman, nandito si Ate Maris. Paps, Maris Panlilio, hello!
Oh,
di ba?
How are you?
Ay, no, Tess.
We love you.
Papsi. Okay, Tess Abontanmo de la Cruz. Hi, si Georgita de la Rama. Hello, everyone. Excited to hear from Mr. Edwin and Mr. Jerry.
Wait, ito na ba yung mga high society? Nagla-log in na ba?
Nagla-log in na po. Ayan. Oo nga pala.
Mga bayat.
Mga bayad! Okay. Hello po!
Hello po! Ganun eh, no? Pero alam mo, magkwentuhan nga tayo. Kasi kanina pa namin, while we're reading actually your bio, grabe talagang nagulat kami. At saka, aside from we read the bio, I mean, for so many years, dito sa US, naririnig mo na yung pangalang Mr. Edwin Josue and Jerry Sibal eh. Diba? So, paano pala kwento muna ha? Paano muna kayo nag-meet? Kasi talagang, imagine, dalawang sobrang powerful, very talented couple. I mean, individual. Tapos biglang, at saka
tapos magkasama pa kayo.
Oo, brilliant, intelligent, lahat na pinagsama. My God, biglang, nag-combine. So, kwento nyo nga, paano kayo nag-meet?
Well, actually, I think it was destiny. Destiny. I don't know Edwin. We have common friends. Si Rachi Kuna is a very famous floral designer also, who happens to be my student at Ayala Museum. I used to teach traditional Chinese painting. So when I told him noong 1992, sabi ko, punta ako ng New York City and probably I might stay and try my luck, So I said, do you have a friend who can help me? So he gave me Edwin. Actually, he said Edward.
No, Jerry was calling. He said, is there an Edward there? No, there's an Edwin here. So, kinabahan ako. Mukhang mali yata itong tumatawag sa akin.
Tapos?
Yeah, 1992, it was kind of like chaos in Manila. So, I really have to move out. So, the best place for me, I think, was New York City. I used to visit New York City, but I said, I'm scared to leave here. It's really scary during 1992. So I need somebody to guide me, So thank God I was introduced to Edwin, and
the rest was history.
The rest was history. And I came here. If you won't believe it, I came here with only $500 in my pocket, and a suitcase of really hope and faith. I said, I surrender. I leave everything to to my creator. Maybe he has a better plan for me, and I just have to trust him. That's all. And the rest was really, really, really history. You know.
Ang galing, no? Alam mo, yun yung sinasabi nilang, ano yung sinabing kasabihan na, if you can dream it, you can
achieve it.
Yes, if you can dream it, you can be one of it. Parang ganun yung may dream ka lang, no? Parang a $500 in a dream. Tapos you made it in New York.
Yeah, so, I got inspired from Edwin. He always said, it's just $1 in a dream. You know?
Oh, di ba? Grabe, no?
Winning a lotto,
I know, parang
you really have to work hard, huh?
Exactly.
You cannot just dream by not just dreaming. You have to really work hard. You have to work your butt off. It's not like there's so many trials, struggles and everything. But you just have to move on, and stay positive,
Kaya nga destiny talaga kayo, no? Na talagang kailangan mag-meet kayong dalawa eh. I feel like even if probably Jerry, let's say you didn't decide to reside in New York City, kahit Jersey pa yan or Pennsylvania, but I feel like if you're really meant to be, to meet each other, kahit saan lupalo pa yan. Kayo talaga siguro, talagang destiny yan, no?
And we've been together for 28 years. And we got married only in 2015. When I was invited by Steve Wynn of the Wynn Casino. So he got me to work with him. And Lloyd and Louis said, oh, Jerry, before you leave, I want you two to get married. Just to make sure that you're protected, under the federal law. And so we got married a day before I left. Before. And she was so kind. She's our ninang.
Si Miss Lloyda Luis.
Wow.
Steve! Diba?
Gusto ko rin siya maging ninang.
Ako din!
Are dear to us. We had like 70 guests at her apartment. So it was fun, simple. And
very
simple,
intimate.
But yet, very intimate. That's what we need, and that's what we like.
Wait a minute. Jerry, you said simple. I want to know how simple is in your world.
I know. Like, in your own definition, what is simple?
Simple is baka minimalistic, puro white lahat, pero covered naman ng flowers ang ceiling. Ano ba yun? Ganun ba?
No, simple is relative, depends on the person who sees it. But I try to separate my work from my personal life. So I like to do the simple, I just want to be happy and simple. Don't want to be stressed out or whatever. But I'm doing this because I have a lifestyle and I have a kind of like a mission and vision to fulfill. And I cannot depend on other people to give it to me. Kailangan kumayod talaga. Diba?
Oo, totoo yan. Pero ito speaking of of course when you guys met, that was how many years ago? 28 years ago, right?
Yes, 28
years ago. So nung nag-start kayong dalawa, made na ba kayo, like, or Edwin, how did it started na you guys climbed up the ladder? Kwento nyo nga, kasi I'm sure a lot of people, especially in the Philippines, kasi dito especially in New York, sa Filipino community, everyone knows po, of course, pag sinabing Edwin Josue and Jerry Sibal, they know, of course, who are this couple. Pero, of course, sa Pilipinas, bigyan nyo nga sila ng background. Like, kung sino ba si Edwin and Jerry. Diba? Parang, paano kayo nag-start? Ano ba yung mga humble beginnings ninyo? Diba? So, Edwin, come on, kwento ka ng ano.
Yeah, actually, when Jerry came, we actually, we invested like, 5,000 and 3,000.
No,
It's actually,
not yet. Before that, like, okay, let me tell you.
Ayan na.
Ako muna magsasalita. Ako muna. Okay, go.
Your audience will understand, no? Because it's not easy. We are two personalities. I'm a very strong person, and I have that strong personality. So I came here simply from Manila. You don't know the American system, and Edwin has been living here for how many? 4 years or 5 years? 5
years or 6 years, something like that.
Yeah, and sometimes pag nakikitira ka, you kailangan kang makisama. You have to, But if you're coming from Manila, you always, I don't know if it's me or someone, you try, you no, not try, but you expect your friends to help you and to guide you, and you know, but sometimes that's not the way here in America, you know, and that we have to understand. Hindi lahat ng time, and that's why when I met Edwin, I told him, you know what, Edwin, I think I'd like to stay here. Can you help me and teach me the American way, you know, system? Because it's very important. It's we have a different lifestyle in Manila. We have different culture. But the things in America, they're very pragmatic, and I don't want to bother him or no anybody because they're so busy working. You know, I don't want to be a burden to anybody. I came here to fulfill and chase my dreams also. So I told him what I plan to do. I plan to do is to work, find a job, settle, and hopefully have my own business. So in the beginning, we're two different personalities, you know. And Edwin has been living alone.
We actually, Jerry invited me. He said, Edwin, I would like to form a business. And then we actually have a mere $8,000 that time, 5,000 for me and 3,000 Jerry. Yeah. And we started to do a business. And we actually knocked on doors of all the hotels because he was exposed in the flower industry. So when he actually did a beautiful floral arrangement for Citigroup, the Citigroup people saw his talent. And then after that, he was invited to speak to the special events team of Citigroup. And again, the rest was history. And Jerry can actually continue.
But before we open our first company, Design Fusion, because during that time, Fusion was very in. You know, it was Edwin who coined it because I said, I don't want to use my name because I'm a multi-talented, yabang. So,
because you are.
You are.
Sobrang daming talent nito si Mr. Jerry. Okay.
In one aspect, because I'm preparing myself. What if it won't last? What if I fail? What if there's so many what, But before that, I was very lucky. I worked with the international, very famous, world famous Preston Bailey. He's a celebrity event designer in flower, and then he sponsored me. That's how I got my green card. I was very lucky. I was one of the million people. That's why sabi ko, siguro destiny. Because I really don't want to come to America because I'm already kind of like in 30s. And I felt like I'm too old for that. I'm too old to explore, And besides, I grew up in Manila, Philippines. I have so much friends. And I'm so used to those friends surrounding me. I have a great time. It's just that, that time was really chaos in my life that I have to switch and turn. And I found New York might be the place for an artist. And so I was not wrong. And so I seek the help of Rachi and then Edwin. And then
actually, after having this business, it actually grew because of his talent and creativity. Yeah. We traveled with Citigroup. We got Verizon. We traveled all over the United States. Name it, Dallas, Naples. We went to Beaver Creek, Colorado, all over the United States. And we were invited. Jerry's vision of creating a beautiful design for Citigroup for the international meeting in Italy. And then, we actually got invited also by the Sheikha of Qatar for Jerry to do the wedding. So we were treated by the Royal Highness of Qatar, that we really didn't expect that they will actually, get this project.
Yeah, and also every time, because I have a policy in my company, since Edwin's my partner, not only in business, and also a lifetime partner, I always wanted to travel with him. Kasi iba, if you travel with somebody, you can make kwento. Sabi lang, Edwin, did you see that? It's so beautiful, I hate to travel alone, And for me, it's always Edwin and he's my friend, he's my confidant, he's my
lahat na.
Lahat na. My
6-in-1, lahat. 10-in-1.
Yeah, we have a spiritual guru we call Brad Boy. He's really helped us in so many ways. I mean, so I think that's the reason why it's always nice to share it with somebody, even with one person. It can be one or two, depends on your comfortability. But for me, I try to keep it very tight and simple. So it's easier because I know I have a different type of personality. You know how artists, we're very
mga artist, yes.
yeah. And we're always thinking, our mind and brain still work, always work.
We actually, Jesse and Jacas, we actually connected because of spirituality too, because way back in high school, I went to India for a month. And then I actually learned how to meditate, how to have the breathing control. That was over 30 years ago. And up to now, we're doing it because now we have the mindfulness, we have the power of, thinking and everything. But we were doing it over 30 years ago. And it really helped us, We're still doing our Christian faith. But the thing is, with these breathing exercises, we believe that it's the elixir of life. So guys, you have to really breathe. Every morning, what you have to do is just empty your mind, focus on the universe, and then do the breathing exercises because it will attract positive vibes in your life. And that will really help you a lot.
Yeah. Edwin, I learned from him actually. When I first came here, he always will tell me like, okay, Jerry, if I'm meditating, you cannot do anything but just sit there. And ako naman, I'm saying like, what? Ang sungit naman ito.
Oo, ang sungit.
Yeah, so strict. I mean, sabi ko, okay, so nakikitira lang ako, what can I say? So I have to make
If you can't beat him, join him. Ganon.
Exactly.
Yes.
Ang comment ko lang, Jessie, wait ha, from Edwin. You said what high school you were sent to India na kaagad? Alam mo kaagad mayaman, te.
Hindi naman. I actually say because our guru was saying, we have to travel to India because it's got some spiritual value. Because by the end of the day, we didn't travel all like Bombay. We actually, from north to south, we actually visited New Delhi. We visited Agra, Madras, and then Pondicherry, where they actually filmed the Eat, Love, and Pray of Julia Roberts. It's fantastic.
Oh, I love that film. Oh my God.
Yeah. Pero wait okay, so ano tayo, rewind ulit tayo, backtrack ulit. Kasi diba nag-start si Jerry, diba? Like 500 in a suitcase, right? And then it just so happened Edwin has been living in New York for like 4 to 5 years, right? So nung time na yun, so of course you're starting from scratch, diba? Na tipong wala it's just a dream, diba? Did you ever had like an epiphany na, oh my God, one of these days, like I know that I'm gonna be this person. I'll make it in New York. Kasi sabi nga nila, di ba? If you can make it, was that if you can make it here, you can make it in, di ba? I'll make it anywhere, di ba? Especially sa New York. So, nagkaroon pa kayo ng ganun, na parang, ano ba to? Tapos yung mga, alam yung mga feeling na, my God, sige na, give up na ako. Hirap nito. Wala, ang daming clients eh. They're always they just keep on like declining. They don't believe in my talent. May mga ganun ba kayong mga situations?
No.
Talagang
let me tell you why. Because when I came here, I was very determined. I was very determined. I said I knew it. I knew it from my heart that I can make it. I can make it here. It's just a matter of time and patience. And you have to understand, New York City is a concrete jungle, but where dreams made of, sabi nga ni Alicia Keys, no? It's very tough because it's a diverse population, of immigrants. It's a melting pot of immigrants, you'll be challenged, you'll be meeting different kinds of people, different races, and you're not competing with your own race, I know my race, like Filipinos, I know their culture, I know how to blend with them, but you're competing with French, Russians, Koreans, Americans, it's very difficult, especially during those times. Immigrants like Asian are not very known. We're always like, we don't have that kind of opportunity actually. You really have to crawl. You really have to crawl and prove yourself. Yeah, that's why I was very fortunate. I was trusted by the blue chips, the big corporations, American corporations like Citigroup, and to do their events and travel with them. It's super rare, and I would say I'm very thankful. That's why I always remember where I came from And my way of saying thank you to God or to my creator is to serve my people, my friends also by giving back, and that's why I always tell myself not and encourage myself also, because I don't want to entertain negativity in my life. I always try to channel it to positive things, and that's what I learned from Edwin and from our guru, Brad Boy. And I learned so much because when I was in Manila, I was so busy creating my own business and others. I would say I'm crazy when I was in Manila. I was multitasking. I'm so used to working. I will start my, wake up at 5 and go home at 12 midnight and keep on working. Yeah, I was very ambitious, I would say. But yeah, but I learned my mistakes, and I realized that I have to own my mistakes in order for me to grow, and that's why I always say celebrate a failure also as you celebrate success, and success it's really very difficult because you always have to reinvent yourself, especially here in New York. You're as good as your last project, And look at the pandemic. You don't know what's gonna happen. Suddenly we got struck, di ba? With the pandemic, we got stuck, and you don't know what to do. Now you have to be very creative and make sure you focus on what you plan to do. And I'm very, very lucky I have Edwin with me as a support. It's very important, especially in this time of, trials and tribulations or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, yun nga. Speaking of the pandemic nga pala, since you mentioned na Jerry. So, how is your business doing right now, and how is it coping with the pandemic?
No, it's bad. It's really bad. Suddenly it stops. But it's not only in our industry. I guess I'm not saying like the beauty of this pandemic. It's like everybody got affected. It's not only us in the event industry, the restaurants and the hotels. The airlines. Name it, rich or poor. Yeah.
Naapektuhan talaga.
You just have to relax, and probably God has been telling us, take your time. Take your time. Don't rush. Don't rush. You still have time. You just have to mellow down a little bit.
Yeah, but for me, as a real estate
as a real estate, yun na nga. Actually, I was about to venture. I mean, sa'yo naman
venture
about
on the real estate.
Yeah.
Actually, what's going on in the city right now, and for the knowledge of everyone, New York City will always be New York City. It will rebound. It's resilient. It's tough. It's smart, and it's strong. And we were told, and I'm showing it because I have rentals right now because there's about 15,000 rentals out in the market, and there's a prediction or the forecast is the city will become affordable. And a lot of
New York, Manhattan.
And there will be a new normal because a lot of those people are working from home now, will not go to the office, So a lot of commercial buildings here will be converted into rentals and condominiums because of what's going on in the city. Because most of them have gone to suburbs because of social distancing.
Yes.
But there will be an influx of a lot of millennials because they're more healthy and they're actually be able to enjoy the city more. Traveling around the city.
Kasama ata ako dyan.
Ba kayo, guys?
New York City, right?
Oh my God, guys! Sa mga nanonood, my God, eventually,
I'm in Brooklyn right now.
Yes.
Yeah, Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn. I mean, Manhattan. The five borough will be affordable na, especially Manhattan, no?
Exactly.
Naku naman, aabangan ng lahat yan.
All the rentals now are going down, So
Ayan na. Oy, naku, baka next year pwede na tayong mag-ano.
For you to go to the city and enjoy the city,
Yeah.
Oo nga. Hindi, pag lumaki-laki yung anak ko, baka mag-move na kayo. Yan yung dream ko talaga. Talagang may Park Ave. Alam mo yun?
I always believe that in every adversity, there's an opportunity.
Exactly.
How you create and how you understand the situation in your life, and that's why you need to talk to people. You need to understand what you want in life,
Totoo
and
yan.
don't rush,
Hindi, tamo, katulad ng sa inyo, ha? Kasi, I know ang background ni Jerry is ang background mo is, di ba, ano ka, nag-architect ka, nagpe-paint ka, and you're also a dancer, di ba? You teach, and kumaga, lahat na. Tapos, paano nag-start yung, ano lang quick na ano, kasi gusto kong mapag-usapan din yung about your arrangement, yung creativity yung dalawa. Paano biglang, I wanna be an event, guru, and then designer, especially the flowers, di ba? So paano yun ever since, ayan, mayroon pang libro, pag-uusapan natin yan, guys, my God, one of the best book. Mamaya, mamaya mapakita direct yung mga iba para may suspense.
Wag mo pakita lang, sasakalin ka ni
mamaya,
ni
okay, go.
Madam.
Pero question, paano nag-start na parang, teka nga, let me venture into flowers. Paano nangyari yun? Kasi, di ba, imagine, iba yung field mo dati eh. So, ibig sabihin, kayang-kaya din ng iba. Kung ang dati, kumbaga, you're not used to like doing all these things, you can always like challenge yourself to do something else.
Go out of the box.
You have to, go out of the box, be flexible.
Yeah.
Yes. So, paano nangyari yun para ma-inspire yung ibang tao?
Yeah, since I was a child, I had developed that, think outside the box. I always say I always wanted to learn something because I know it's a preparation for me to go somewhere and I can use that somehow, somewhere. And I want to be diverse. I want to be unique. I want to be different. And for example, I enjoy cooking because I love to eat. It has become a necessity for me to learn cooking so that if nobody will cook for me, I can survive and cook for myself,
Yes.
I enjoy painting since I was a kid. I've been copying works of, from Walt Disney. And so
wow.
I enjoy singing Chinese opera. I grew up in a Chinese community because I have Filipino, half Chinese. So every time there's a Chinese opera in the street, I'm always there. And I try to imitate them. And that's how I got influence from that Chinese opera. So now I'm indulging into my stage theater design and directing. And also that's why I don't limit myself as much as possible. Something I could learn, I will take it. Maybe I won't be able to use it now, but I always make sure that I treasure them and keep it, and somehow someday I'll be able to use it, or maybe I could share it with somebody who can make use of it. There's always purpose. There's always
a purpose, right? Sabi nga ni Tess Abotan mo de la Cruz, sabi niya, follow your passion. Because I feel like ito yung aside from, sometimes even if you don't know that's gonna be your passion, like ako, for example, I don't know that I'm gonna start loving this craft. But for as long as, pag may nakita ka and you feel like, you know what, let me try. And it can be my passion, di ba? So, ganun, lahat na nga kinuha mo na eh. Di ba? Parang, ano ba yan? Parang ang tawag nga namin dyan yung, anong tawag natin dyan? Inverted umbrella. So, nung ang Diyos yung ang Diyos nagsabog ng talent, so lahat kami pinatulog mo, tapos ikaw lang yung tipong akin na to lahat.
Oo. Jeric,
seriously, let me tell you an example. When I met Preston, he told me because when I worked with him as a part-time helper and assistant, and he said, "Jerry, you're so scary, because you can do everything." He said, "I'm intimidated." I said, "That's how I was brought up," and I was very lucky to have a supportive parents. And one thing good that I was able to introduce to Preston's business is my theater background. So we were able to develop a theatrical event design, and that's why I decided, maybe it's time for me to move on and do my own stuff so that I have this kind of freedom, my own freedom of creating my own vision, my design. And you never know. I just want to try it. I have no intention.
Grabe, lahat na. Yeah. Alam mo, bilib ako sa inyo kasi yung combination nila, no? Isang event planner, like renowned floral artist, tapos isang, wow, real estate guru. Parang, ang galing, no? Isang ano tawag nyo? Home and garden, no? You're the home
Garden.
and then garden, right?
Yeah.
So, Edwin, I wanna know naman. Yung sa'yo naman,
Bulaklak.
oo,
Oo,
sa
hindi.
yung bahay, haligi.
Anong klaseng bulaklak, makahiya o yung ano?
Ano ba yun? Sampagita. Ano ba yun?
Sampagita,
Oo,
bonggambilya.
yes. Pero Edwin, kwento nga. Ikaw naman, paano nag-start naman na bigla kang, kasi sa totoo lang ha, a lot of people are really a dreamer and they think that, hey, I'm gonna venture into real estate because I know that's where the money is, right? So, hindi lahat, not everyone can be as successful as you. So, kwento ka nga, anong sikreto nun? Paano
wait,
kayo umpisa dyan? Oo.
Yeah, JCAS.
JCAS, go.
Di ba, Jessie, I remember nag-aral kayo ni Direk ng parang real estate,
Oo,
Chuba?
one time years ago.
Oo,
Sabi ko pa nga,
they tried. What happened to that? Wala na, no?
hindi, kasi ang feeling ko nun, parang, kasi ako din, I'm like you guys.
Oo, andun yung
ako
pera,
eh.
di ba?
I try to like, multitask. I can do this, I can paint, I can do that. Parang, pero nung time, yun na nga lang yung time yung kalaban mo eh. Especially I have a son, Like, pero sabi ko, maybe sa future, kasi feeling ko magaling ako sa sales. Parang, kahit ano pwede kong, alam mo yun, kahit
yes,
I
you
can
are.
sell. Oo, kaya kong ano, kahit ano pwede kong ibenta. Alam mo yun, dadakda ka lang ng konti. Hindi man bola, but dapat nasa heart, mararamdaman nila na you believe in the product. Pero ikaw, Edwin, imagine, you made it. Ang hirap magtindas, lalo na sa New York, ha?
When everyone comes to America, like as an immigrant, you actually have that passion to succeed.
Yes.
Just put your mind into it that, I will succeed here in America. Because I was a successful banker in Manila. I was already in Citibank.
Okay.
So, when I came here, I said, I might as well do the best that I could, and America could offer better opportunities for me. So when your mind and heart is into something, you can do it and realize your dream. So what happened was, I actually help a lot of people also in real estate business, because most of them will tell me, "Oh, Tito, can you help me out in real estate?" I said, "Fine," because it's good to be sharing whatever you learned in real estate. So what I did was to help them out, but sometimes it doesn't work for them because you need to have a lot of patience, and at the same time you need to have a backup of money just in case, because real estate is not every day, you need to have a stock of money, just like to budget it for the year. So what I did was to contact my friends first when I started, and then that friends will actually recommend you. And then finally I got hold of Miss Lloyda Lewis, who was actually my mentor in real estate. So it was funny because the brother-in-law of Miss Lloyda Lewis, was actually looking for a studio. And then when I met her, she was living on a plush, Fifth Avenue, and she was coming down from the stairs, and she said, "Edwin, how are you? Blah, blah, blah." I said, "I'm with Brown Harris Stevens." And she was asking me, "How did you get in there?" Because Brown Harris is the luxury
it's hard to get in.
So she was happy that I was able to get in, and Will Seckendorf got me into Brown Harris that time. And I was very successful in selling apartments, because they gave me, as a residential specialist, different buildings to manage as a residential specialist of brokers. And she actually told me to aim for the top, just like what her husband RFL said, that, why will all the white guys have all the fun? He actually wrote a book that, even Asians and blacks and everything can enjoy the life of a good high life America.
Actually, we have it here.
We actually have also the book that, it's now in podcast.
Why? What's that?
Why should white guys
have all the fun? Aba, oo nga, no.
So,
oh my God, sige, bibili kami niyan. Oo.
Being an immigrant, being colored here in America, but eventually you'll be able to penetrate the mainstream America. So I think it's passion, hard work, determination that you'll be able to succeed, and be honest with your clients. Over the years, if somebody actually satisfied with your service, just like anybody in the service business-oriented business, you have to be honest, you have to be truthful, you have the passion and understanding, and everything will work into its right places and be successful in the long run. And you have to put your heart and mind 100% in what you do. So over the years, people have been calling, "Edwin, you can help me out," and I've been guiding as like a baby, in real estate, and everybody was happy, and that's how we got successful. in the
Grabe, no?
process.
Yeah,
The
and
mo-
one thing, can I add into that? And one
Yes,
thing,
yes, yes.
not because he's my partner, one thing I admire Edwin is very sincere and he cares for his clients. It's not about earning money. He cares about their investment because when you buy real estate, it's about investment. You want to grow your money. You want to grow your investment. So I think he's the guy. He's very trusting, and he's very kind, very soft spoken,
Oh,
and
yes.
of course with a great smile.
Oo, oo.
Yeah.
Grabe. Feeling ko may magic siya yung charm mo, no? Kasi pag, once na na-meet, nung first time kitang na-meet years ago, Edwin, you have this very soft aura. Alam mo yun, yung parang pag nakausap ka, biglang, hi, parang, oy,
Teddy bear.
teddy bear. Yung talagang, oo, yung parang, oh sure, yung ano sa Tagalog, makakagaanan mo ng loob. Oh, di ba? So, ayan ha, guys ha. So, alam mo ang maganda, doon sa sinabi mo, Edwin, kanina, na lahat ng dreamer, especially sa real estate, di ba? Sa real estate department po, you can do it. Even if, especially ngayon na may pandemic. Di ba? Imagine mo,
Exactly.
if Edwin and Jerry, di ba, made it, kayang-kaya ng lahat, di ba?
Kayang-kaya.
Kaya
If we
natin
can
to,
do it,
Jikas.
you can do it.
Kaya natin.
Dream
Kaya-
and realize the dream.
Yeah, dream.
if we can-
big.
if we can only-
Jcas and Jessie, that dance while the music is playing and live life while you're breathing. So
Ay,
keep
gusto ko
up the
yan.
good work, keep on moving because the wheel will turn its own course of destiny and you'll be able to achieve your dream.
My God. Oo, pero, kwento naman kasi, di ba, syempre, nakwento nyo na yung humble beginnings nyo.
Nakwento ba nila, umalis ako kanina kasi may nag-doorbell eh.
Okay.
Nakwento ba yung kumakatok sila yung habang wala ako?
Oo, nagkwento
Ay,
sila
oo.
noon. Grabe,
Oo,
no?
di ba?
Talagang-
Grabe yun, oh.
Sabi ko, ibang klase, no? Talagang, yung time na yun, talagang very optimistic kayo, no? Na, I don't care, bahala na. Pero, tapos after nun, after so many years, biglang, aside from, of course, flowers and events, and, pakita mo nga, direct yung mga creations ni Jerry. Talagang nagulat nga ako. Dino-drawing mo pa talaga.
Yes, yes.
Ang
That's how
Oh
galing.
my God, look at that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. So Jerry so yung mga ginagawa mo, every time you have a client, do you literally like, as in draw every
Yes.
single thing?
Yes, I do. And I'm very blessed and very lucky. Most of my clients, I would say 95%, when I meet with them in the beginning, I have no idea what they need. I just have to ask them and tell them, and after that, I'll go back to my table and start designing based on my concept and based on my vision. I guess I have that kind of gift that I'm very, very sensitive. I can tell what they want. I can feel what color fits them and everything. So that's how I win my projects on my clients. You have to live in their world.
Wow.
And that's why being an artist, I'm blessed with expansive imagination. Maybe, and I try to work and try to work with them. I never had any problem with my clients. So knock on wood.
Oo
So,
nga,
ang
nag-masterclass pa, no?
question ko, Jerry,
Nag-masterclass ka
diba?
pa. Okay, go ahead.
So, kasi nag-draw din ako, diba? So,
Yeah.
I know what you're feeling. I know what you're saying kasi when I draw too, I already have the picture in my head.
Exactly.
And I'm translating it slowly sa, as in buo na. So,
Yes.
ngayon na, okay, 2020 na, I guess you still draw by hand, right? When
Yes.
you're with your,
Yeah.
with your
Yeah.
clients. Do you have a team with you na kailangan naka-translate siya digitally naman? Or you don't need that. You do it yourself
No,
lang.
I do. Having my own business, that's one thing I have to learn. Survival is the key. That's why I always have to reinvent myself and educate myself. I never stop learning, and that it goes back to my childhood. As I've said before, I'm very curious. Every time I go to a place, I would say, how did they do that? And let me try it myself. So it's kind of like a discovery for me, and that's how I grow as an artist. And I never give up hope. That's one thing I have. Once I stop hoping, that's the end of my career. And I don't want to do that because I will feel self-pity. I know I made a lot of mistakes, but mistakes are okay. I learned from it. I'll grow from that one. And when we started our first company
Venture.
design, venture design fusion, as Edwin said, we only have $8,000, 5,000 from him, 3,000 from me, because we lost on previous investment that we did. But I told Edwin, it's okay. It's okay. We learn from it. So we're not gonna go back. Hindi na tayo babalik dyan. At least alam natin, hindi para sa atin ito. Di ba?
We can
So
turn back
maybe we
time.
can venture into something. Maybe sabi ko, trust me, give me your 3,000, 5,000, and I'll put in 3,000. That's all I have. But I have my talent with me. I can grow this and make it into 1 million. You know, I was very ambitious and courageous. I was just trying to persuade him to trust me. You know, and
One thing I learned is really to think big. Remember, I was
Oo
telling
nga, think
if you
big.
want to get out of the box, the structured box, you really have to think big, because this thinking big will actually be realized.
Yeah.
You know.
And one thing what's good with that, because he is doing his work in real estate, I work in events. You know, it's like we're helping each other. You know, there are times when recession hit, you know, Edwin didn't have much sales, so he will depend on me. You know, same thing with now. I don't have much income, but I depend on Edwin. It's a give and take. Understanding
Give and take talaga,
the
no?
support, you know.
Oo,
Because when
oo.
you become a partner, you don't count on, sa akin ito, sa iyo ito. You know, it's silly. It's silly. Life is too short. You just have to be
Exactly.
happy and embrace, you know. Pag may kulang dyan, ikaw na magpuno. Next
Magpuno,
time, ako may
galing.
kulang, ako magpupuno.
Oo, oo.
Something to that, effect. If you want to last
Last longer, no?
Yeah.
Okay,
Teka, sandali.
Jessie.
Wait lang ha. Bago natin ituloy ito. Kasi nawawala si Jerry na pupunta sa gilid. Edwin, can you move a little bit to the right? Yeah. Move siguro yung upuan siguro. Tapos move ka din. Yan.
Para balance.
Ayan, buo na. Kasi kanina natatakpan ka na ang napakagwapo mong mukha. O yan. Ang galing to yung talaga yung...
Dahil sa sinabi ni Jerry, di ba? Ano yun? Yung they're give and take sila.
Give and take,
Di ba?
talaga.
Even sa pera, di ba? Ang gusto ko malaman ngayon, ayoko naman mag-intrude ng buhay ninyo. So magkano laman ang joint account ninyong dalawa ngayon? Charot lang. Charot.
Oo. Hindi talaga, alam mo, ang galing kasi kasi ito yung iba kasing, lalo na sa American way, di ba? Parang you have your own money, I have my own. Di ba? Pero sa inyo talaga, you made sure that you combine your assets together, and then, like, you don't treat each other as if like, hey, akin lang to ha, sa'yo lang yan ha. You made sure that you're a whole. Diba? Talagang kayong dalawa. Kung babagsak kayong pareho, akyat kayong parehas.
Yeah. But each one of us has its own our savings, you know.
Yes, of course. Yes.
It's just like in times of hardships or something like that, we know what to do. You know, we don't have to ask. We just have to talk about it, you know. And there are times when we have our business, like it's really a struggle for us, you know, especially your partner in business and your partner in life. That's very difficult. You're playing two roles. That's a very difficult thing to combine, you know. There's a tendency we always will argue, we always will, you know, but at the end of the day, we always tell ourselves and ask ourselves, what do we really need? Why are we doing this one? Maybe since we're matured, you know, we know our priorities, what we want in life. Maybe we just have to compromise. You know, you compromise what you want, I compromise what I want, and we probably meet in the middle, you know. Although sometimes it's not always balanced, but we try to have a balance in our life so that there's a harmony, you know. And that's why it's a matter of give and take. Understanding and respect is very important. It doesn't mean that he's my partner, I don't have to respect him. The more I have to respect him, because the more I have to know his likes and dislikes, and the more I have to be very sensitive. You know, it's not only about me, it's about, you know, adjusting also.
Grabe, very inspiring, no? Pwede na nga kayong ang tawag noon, yung you can create a class, hindi parang aside sulat yung buhay nyo, parang you can have like a class of like ang tawag doon yung for couples, yung mga
Hashtag
couples,
couple goals
hindi ba
talaga.
couples for Christ, pero yung alam mo yung tipong if they're having problems with, marital problems, like you can give them an advice. Ang galing, no? Pero wait, speaking of that, kanina, napakita ni Derek yung book. Imagine that! Oh my God! And thank you so much kasi binigyan kami ng libro.
Pakita nga ulit.
An event to remember.
Direct
Teka, sandali,
yung title.
Ito,
Yan!
papakita ko din.
An event to remember.
Ito.
Kasi ano to podcast to sa describe natin sa mga listeners.
Oo,
So,
mga life coach
ano siya?
itong mga ite. Okay, ito. Meron kami, thank you so much. At may dedication pa kaya. Sabi ko, yung coffee table book. Oo, di ba? Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Imagine. Yeah, kwento nyo nga. So, paano naman, how did you come up with this book? We're just curious.
Actually, Edwin has a client, a lawyer. He's an entertainment lawyer. He's the lawyer of Lea Salonga also.
Oh.
And, so when Edwin told him that, I have a partner who's into events,
Okay.
So, and then he asked Edwin if he could send him my work, and it so happened when I sent him my work, he sent it to Harry Abrams, which is the largest in the world, a publishing company, published by Stuart Tabori and Chang. And so he asked me if I would agree. He likes to send my work to that publishing company, So when he sent it right away, he said, "Can we have a meeting with this artist the following day? Because we really want to meet him." So I said, "Yeah, fine. No, I have no problem. There's no harm in trying." I didn't realize they would offer me a book right there and then.
Oh my
and
God.
then they asked me, "Oh, your work is so beautiful." Because they publish art books like Picasso, Chanel, all world famous. So I said, "Oh my gosh, is this real?" It's so surreal. But anyway, so to make the story, so he said, "How do you like your book? I mean, we want to publish it." I said, if 8.5 by 11 will be fine for me, And then the editor said, the manager said, "No, because your work is so spectacular. We want a coffee table book." And that's
Coffee
the start
table.
of it. Yes.
Grabe, pakita
And
mo nga
said,
ibang
"Wow,
creations. Grabe, no?
This is really, really a gift from above,
Ibang klase, no?
Ayan, oh.
Alam mo sa ito kasi guys, once you purchase the book, An Event to Remember, alam mo, I feel like while reading it and browsing it, because every single page, every flowers or every event that you've featured on that book tells a story, di ba?
Correct.
So lahat tong mga to, like all the flower arrangements that you did, what is your favorite? Kayong dalawa, as a partner, ano yung pinaka-favorite nyo na tipong, meron ba?
Meron bang top 1?
Top
Well,
1 o top 3?
For me, I actually like what he did in Borgata because Jerry did the opening of Borgata where Josh Groban was the guest. We actually did the groundbreaking ceremony of Borgata where it now stands. So after 2 or 3 years, they actually completed the building, and then they said, "Jerry, you really have to do the Borgata opening." So Josh Groban was the main star, and Jerry did a beautiful, simple arrangement, but very classy at the same time. All the tables were the chairs were custom made. So it was really a beautiful room, and Josh Groban was really, Jerry really did a good job here. And then on the second week, because a lot of people were saying it's limited, we didn't see the opening. So there was a second opening, and Billy Crystal was the guest, So much, a lot of guests were there during the opening of Borgata Casino and Resorts in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I don't know very much.
Borgata lang naman. Jcas, Diyos ko Lord, Jcas, ano ba ang Borgata? My God. One of the finest,
That's where we're going to go this
November 8th. We're going for the next birthday.
Their spice very good,
Oh my God. Ano lang naman to, one of the finest casinos, Casino Hotel in New Jersey, in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Imagine, word of mouth lang to, no? Halos lahat, almost every.
It's word of mouth. Yeah. First, some clients were introduced to me by Preston. That's why I'm very thankful, and he's my mentor. He's the kindest person in the world I've met, and I was very, very lucky. One of my favorite projects is doing project with Sir Richard Branson.
Oh, we have that. Direct,
Yeah.
pakita mo
Oh
yung
my God.
Atlantic.
Makita mo ba? Oo nga, hinahanap ko nga eh. Asa na
May
ba?
nakalagay na Atlantic sa wall.
Yeah.
Yaw!
Oh my
Nakanamo!
God. Pakita mo, describe mo nga.
Describe mo naman,
How did you
Papa
make that?
Jerry.
How did you come up with that design? With that
The first one that I think
Ibabad
that's
mo.
my second project
Ibabad
with
mo
him.
lang.
The first one, when they launched Chicago to Chicago to London, route. So they invited 10 top, designers in the country. And so I sent my proposal to a party planner, Paulette Wolf, and they're very supportive. And they said, Jerry, just design whatever you think Virgin Atlantic is, So I made a little bit of my research, and I realized, I said, okay, let me do this one. Maybe they would like it. I just base it on my instinct, my imagination, my vision. And they picked my design. That's one thing, beauty here in America. Whether you're Asian, you're American, you're Chinese, or you're Koreans, or you're French, you have a fair and a better opportunity to make it here, as long as you have the discipline, the talent, So I was fortunate they picked my design in the first project. And then on the second one, after 2 years, they launched the first class.
Seater, right?
Seater, Chicago to, that's the second project. So they don't give me any ideas. It's just like, okay, Jerry, we just want you to create based on your ideas. And so I was the one who started the Lucite. I consider myself a visionary because I always wanted, that it should be kind of like sooner or later become a classic. But my work is more like classic with a twist. It East meets West, because of my background. And I don't want to limit myself. And I don't want to be I always love classical things, and I always wanted to combine it because I live in New York City. And it's a mixture of old and new. And that's where I get my inspiration. Yeah. And that's how I do my work. The rest was just history. I don't know how come people, like it. And it's just like I'm having fun. It's always like it's a process. Make sure that you're enjoying what you do. Don't think about money.
Yun eh. Importante yun.
Yes. Don't think about money. It will come. Believe me, it will come. And
yan,
just be
Jcas,
yourself.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
You have to
inculcate.
enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm trying to inculcate that in my mind. And of course,
Yes.
di ba, Jerry, most of your clients, because you're good, right? You have almost full design control in all of your projects, right?
Yeah, not because probably I'm good. I think it's just the right fit. Maybe I'm the right fit for them, and I'm lucky having that kind of opportunity, given that kind of. I would say there are other people who are designers who are even better than me, But it's just maybe the right fit because I do listen to them. That's one thing that you have to understand. Most people. And I always tell them, it's not my event. It's not my party.
It's your event. It's their
Yeah,
event.
it's their event. You have to give them what they want. That's why you have to be a good listener in order for you to fulfill their vision, And that's why I guess I'm very lucky in that way. I try to listen what they want. And besides, I try to influence them also. I always tell them, you know what? I have another idea. Maybe you would like to check it out, and maybe we could combine and,
Meet halfway.
meet halfway.
Yeah, do you
I don't insist. Yeah.
Oo. Kayong dalawa, do you consult each other?
Oh,
Like,
yes.
for example, yeah.
No,
Who's the number one
actually,
critic?
I'm
Ganon?
Jerry actually has all these ideas, but remember, I'm the one pulling. Jerry, that's too much expense already, and you really have to. As an artist, he's got a lot of, beautiful arrangements, and then I will tell him you have to slow down because of the cost. By the end of the day, you not make a profit.
Galing.
Magandang combo.
Nagko-compliment talaga
That's one
sila.
thing I learned from him. Jerry, you're not operating or you're not doing a non-profit organization. You're doing a
You're
business.
not running a charitable
You're not
organization.
running.
Oh
yes,
my God.
So for me naman, it's all out. How artists are, we don't get satisfied. It's like, ay kulang pa. Let me add. Let me make dagdag like me. It's always the case, because we're always the first critic, and every time I would say, oh, I'm not happy with my previous work. I think I can do better. It's always the sickness of an artist. We never get satisfied, and mine is so makulit,
Talagang
it's really
magulo,
like,
no? Oo.
It's like, give me one project, I have 1,000 ideas, and I don't know where.
Nanganganak, di ba? Pagka
Exactly.
yung
Oo, ganun
imagination
talaga.
mo.
Yes, totoo yan,
But,
totoo yan.
like I would design, every time I have a project, I would wake up at 3 o'clock. It's automatic. 3 o'clock, I have to sit on my table and start designing. And that's where I get my inspiration. I talk to my creator and everything, and that's where everything pours in. And it's like sometimes it's so hard. Sometimes, wala. Even though how much
Blank,
I design, walang lumalabas. And suddenly, you know how it is in New York. It's very exciting. Every corner, inspiration yan. Every person, inspiration
yan.
Character. Like Jay Kashmir wearing that colorful, so I'm looking at it in the TV. I can mix that color in my next one. Mga ganun ba?
This could be a wallpaper.
Exactly. Actually, sa amin naman ni Jcas kasi kasi kami dito sa Overglass, artist kami in our own way. Like Jcas has his own artist din siya, si Direk and I. So, si Jcas yung pinaka-loud. Ako kasi more on sa
Classic.
na classic type talaga.
Ano si Direk?
Si Direk, wala, dad,
Malakas
daddy,
kumain.
yan, mga old school. Nagbabalance kami, old school yan.
Ano siya,
Pero,
lolo.
may question ako. Siyempre, pagka everyone, let's be realistic here. I'm sure everyone would, let's say, would see your creation, right? Tipong, oh my God, as in, you've done a lot of projects from, like a lavish weddings and, diba, big clients and, affluent people. Siyempre, number one iniisip ng tao is, ay, mahal yan. Diba? Parang, I cannot afford it. Like, I'm sure a lot of people too, like yung mga brides na tipong, I really want your creation, but they're intimidated to ask because they know right away the first thing they would think is the dollar sign.
Ay, hindi natin kaya yan si Jerry.
Diba? Parang hindi natin kaya. So, are you flexible or negotiable?
May cap ka agad.
May cap ba na tipong, teka, ito lang ang kaya. Are you like, do you have that restrictions? Hindi naman restrictions. Do you have that something to offer? Like, meron pang mahirap. Hindi mo mahirap. Meron pang less
middle class,
middle class, as meron din yung tipong upper class. Do you have that, package?
Oh yes, I do. As a matter of fact, when people say, "Oh, you're expensive," oh, that's good. Mahal ka. Oh, that's good. That means to say they know my standard.
Exactly. You have to pay for what. Yes. Yeah.
And it's like educating them also. What I can do. But in a way, I try to be flexible. Kasi in a business like this pandemic, I'll take any job. Just in order to make money.
Yes.
You have to be very flexible and be realistic also. Not everybody can afford you. But of course, because I'm operating a business, I have an operating expenses.
Of course.
I cannot give it for free. If you want a lesser budget, you have a lesser budget, okay, I'll suit your budget. Just tell me. But you have to compromise also.
Exactly.
Baka
naman gusto ng yung mga bonggang gano'n.
Gusto mga chandelier, bakla, mga gold leaf.
Chandeliers, baka naman maloka ako. Tipong, pwede bang lang to, 5,000? Tigilan mo ako! Magpakatotoo ka. Oo, exactly.
I can give you a T-bone steak, but I can give you a bone marrow maybe.
Exactly, exactly.
Pwede na rin bone marrow. Kaya, undock lechon ka na lang. Ganun ka na lang.
Kumbaga, guys, you have to be realistic, di ba?
Yeah, of course. And that's where my creativity kicks in. I'm challenged also. I don't judge people. I don't judge my client because I don't want to be judged also. But you just have to understand that everybody would have the same budget as your previous client, which I totally understand. But I always keep in mind that, I'm doing this because I love it. It's my passion.
Exactly.
It's my passion. I'm happy in doing that. Whether it's a small project, a big project, they're all the same. They're all projects, And I don't want to classify them because once you start classifying, you're gonna suffer as an artist, and that's not good. That's not good. You have to be a designer for all people. But the only thing that I cannot work is somebody who is rude. I cannot take that. But I have a way of treating them also. You just have to show kindness.
So as a matter of fact, with the wedding packages, we were given the opportunity by having Jerry Sibal at the Fioretti at Forbes, the good priest at Santuario de San Antonio Forbes, gave us space for a flower shop. And for those people, we actually are open, and you can visit Fioretti at Forbes in Makati,
Forbes, yeah, so and we're very lucky. We have partners and people, helping us, my sister and our team, who's very dedicated,
and the priest,
hardworking.
like Father Rayo, Father Tasang, Father Arnel. It's a giving back. You actually donate as well in the church because we believe that, it's good to share blessings.
Yes.
My God. Pero ito pa ha. Sige, go ahead,
Ay,
Jekes.
kwento mo rin yun, Edwin, di ba? You travel all over the world because of doing your masterpieces, Jerry, di ba, with different clients. Do you also meet a lot of Filipinos along the way in there, and what do they say to you guys?
Oh my gosh, we have a lot of story. That's why I always wanted. I'm very, very, very blessed. Again, I'm saying very, very blessed because with that book, An Event to Remember, in the beginning when when the publishing company told me, we want to name your book An Event to Remember, I said, oh my gosh. I mean, it's too close to an affair to remember. Ano ako, kabit or something,
I know, right?
I just wanna make fun of it, But no, after a while, I realized, yeah, that's true. Because every event I did has a story. That's the beauty of it. And I always share it, I always share it with Edwin. And that's one thing that I think keeps me alive, I never get bored because each one, each couple, each family, each corporation has different standards and needs and everything. And I really enjoy it.
As a matter of fact, we were given the opportunity to work on a city group in Italy,
Yes.
So we were actually in Rome.
Yeah.
And
Doria Pamphili.
We did the project at Doria Pamphili. It's over 100 years old museum with all beautiful art pieces and all that stuff. So Jerry complemented it, and you can see it in the book. A beautiful design of flowers. And one thing good, we were able to connect with a lot of Filipinos there. It's a good thing that we know of, Dordas, the flower shop, and they help us, a friend, and he was able to supply the labor, And then most of them were saying, oh, we're happy that at least you're here. And they actually, City Group actually got you. And we're very proud of you because most of them are actually, they're telling us we're just making what they're doing is good.
Sabi namin, what is good? Yeah, I know what is good.
And then the good is actually good yung mga windows.
Yeah, cleaning
the windows and everything. So, we're very happy that we were able to connect and with a lot of Filipinos abroad. Second thing was when we did the Qatar, there's so many Filipinos also in Qatar, and they're very happy that, we were treated like the royals when by the Altani family, and they were saying it's a good thing that they recognize a Filipino talent, and they were able to give you all the best in life.
Yeah, it was. There was a funny story in that one, the one in Qatar, because I'm not familiar with Middle East. I know some, Riyadh, Kuwait, but not Qatar. And so we tried to Google, and that Shika had been emailing me for like more than 10 times. I never answered her back. Responsible. I thought it was a junk mail. So finally, before like the end of the year, like 30th, I was cleaning all my emails. I said, I have to delete some, napupuno na. So I did, and I said, ang kulit naman nito, itong scam na ito. Sabi ko.
Ang kulit, oo.
Kasi
Scam na mail.
Scam
Ganun
na,
din. Oo.
sulat ng sulat. And suddenly, when I was on my computer, suddenly pumasok na naman. So I said, okay, ang kulit mo ha, sagutin na nga kita. So I did respond to her. And suddenly, she responded. Sabi niya, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for your email. I contacted, several top florists. Ikaw lang hindi sumasagot. So, nangyari pa, parang snabero ko, no?
Oo nga, parang snabero ka. Oo.
Yeah, because he said, how come you know me? So, because I have your book. What? You have my book and it's not been out there in the market? Sabi ko, where are you? In Qatar? Sabi niya, when are you getting married? That was February, February getting married. And that was end of December. He said, I'd like to invite you. Can you travel in 2 days? I said, no, it's Christmas time. It's New Year. I know it's New Year. I have to celebrate New Year's here in New York. I said, why? Because I want you to have a site visit. And then I said, who are you? He said, can you give me your family name? Kasi first name lang ang sinulat eh. It's a junk mail, whatever.
Yeah.
So when he gave me Altani, I said, oh my gosh, I was in my computer, so I typed in Altani, blah, blah, blah. And I was shocked, when she started talking, like, yeah, we own Qatar. I said, are you kidding me? You own Qatar? What do you mean by you own Qatar? And true enough, they really own Qatar because she's the niece of the king, And so we got invited, and I said, do you know that I don't travel alone? I have my policy, my company's policy, and these are all my requirements. Review it. If you agree, then, I told her, if you're serious, why don't you call me? I'm right out in my office working. I thought nagbibiro, talaga hindi tatawag. Siyempre, international call, whatever. And true enough, she called me, And so I pick up, we talk, and that's the time I said, okay, I want you to come, January 4th. I said, no, not that quick. I still want to enjoy my New Year. Take a break.
Yeah.
And then one tidbit of that was, where are you going to hold your wedding? And she said, I'm going to hold it in our backyard. Mm-hmm. And per American backyard, it's actually just a small backyard. Yeah. My gosh, when we went there, it's a big coliseum of a backyard.
Oh my God!
It's a different culture, Jekas and Jessie. The bride is actually, the guests are all women. If you happen to see the Sex in the City, it's all true, because they're all in burqas, all clad in burqas, and then all their cell phones are being something like being taken by the security, and then when they take off their burqa, all in Chanel, beautiful women.
Hermes.
Totoo pala yun, yung Sex in the City.
Totoo pala yun.
Is actually the band who are actually composed of male. They're with the big tolda. You cannot see the band, and they could just hear the music. And then it's a very big wedding venue, like about 500. 800 guests of women, to celebrate the bride. Unlike the men, they actually go to a tent and then just drink water because alcohol is not allowed in the Muslim country.
Yeah, and what's so funny, because we're not familiar with the country, and we didn't realize that they're the richest country in the world because of the oil. And so when we got there, we were so formal. We're in suit and everything because we're Filipinos. No matter what, although we're Americans, we still look like Asian Filipinos. And so we were met by all the families. How many wives?
About 4 wives.
4 wives and
4?
all the children. Yes, all the children.
Pagod si King. Pagod si King. Okay.
Yeah, we were in the park, but we were shocked also because of the warm reception. They treat us well. And when we got into the hotel, I was then thinking, I said, no, Edwin, mapapasabak tayo nito because Middle East yan. They won't allow any gays there, but they know we're gay. We're happy because it's in the book. It was written there. I dedicated part of my book to Edwin. I said, they're not stupid, because I was talking to her. I said, how come you have a British accent? He said, no, because I studied in Georgetown. Where? In Qatar. In Qatar, you have school? Yeah. He said, we have NYU, we have Georgetown, we have our own school here in Qatar. We are educated locally here. So that was a very it's an eye-opener for us.
Wait, hold on. So wait. So Georgetown, NYU, and the Ivy League schools,
Yes.
So they created their own Ivy League school,
Yes, they
mimicking
hire
the Ivy
American
League school.
teachers and British teachers and
Oh
bring it
my
to Qatar.
God!
Yeah.
And the reason for that it's
Yeah.
because the sheikh told us when we send our children in the West, they never come back. So it's best for the schools to
Oh
go
my
in
God!
Kasi,
Qatar to
Sama
they're-
kami
educate
nga.
them,
May
you
event
know?
ba kayong ulit na ganyan? Sama kami.
oo.
No,
So-
you know, their world is really mind-boggling because the first night, the sheikh, you know, he's the sheikh. He got like 6 bodyguards with him and with us, and then he told the bodyguards, "Go away. I just want to drive these 2 gentlemen." And he drove us to his museum, and I mean,
6 football stadium.
yes, he owns it privately. He has the collection. He has the Philippine
my
coin, the
God.
oldest. Yeah. It's really mind-boggling. It's really mind-boggling.
Magkakaroon ba kayo ng next na ganyang client?
I hope, I mean,
Sasama ka namin sa
Sama ako!
Ay, naku! Tagawalis lang ako, okay na ako. Okay na ako.
Taga-bit-bit.
very honored. I was very honored because
God.
on that day, he wanted to talk to me privately, and then he offered me as a business partner. He said, "You know what? I found you very nice because I love Filipinos. You know, and
Wow.
he said, I love Filipinos. I know I can trust you, and I want you to handle all my events and my business and all my hotels because he's building 4 hotels that time: Marriott, Renaissance,
Movenpick,
Shangri-La, Movenpick, yeah, many. And so, aside from that, I'll be handling their business also in Kuwait because these are all related to Al-Thani, the Middle East, you know. And he owns the largest shopping mall in Qatar, you know. So I said, I have to think about it. You know, he's giving me 49%. He owns 51. But because I was there in Edwin, but I'm not going to be happy here, you know. Also, I will travel like 6 months, stay there 6 months and stay in New York 6 months. It's not about that. It's about the culture. I'm not used to that kind of culture. I'm so used to the culture of America, especially New York, you know.
Wait. You declined that opportunity?
Yes, I declined.
Oh my God.
And then he told me,
Kung ako
"Why
yan,
are you
bye."
declining?" I know. But no, listen, you have to understand. I own my own business. To give it up, it's not easy. And also at the same time, I have to really understand why. It's a very scary part, you know, a scary thing to do because I own my business. I spend my own money. But if I have a business partner, I have to be very careful. I have to be very sensitive. What if I cannot meet their standards or whatever, you know? And I have to understand the Middle East culture, and which I'm not familiar. Yeah, it's
True,
not about
true,
money.
true.
That's why I told Sheikh, I said, Sheikh, you have my sincere apology. It's not about you. It's about me. I know it's an opportunity. Anybody would like to grab it, you know, but not for me. I would like to study it first. You know, I don't want to make a mistake and then suddenly we will break. It will break your heart. At the same time, it will break my career. You know, not every opportunity is an opportunity. You have to understand that. You know,
Correct.
Yeah,
and what
true.
kind of sacrifice do I have to do in order to achieve that? Sometimes, you know, problem is our own doing. You know, we thought like, okay, this is for me. I want to grab it. I'll grab it. You know, bahala na. No, you have to study. You have to study it. That's why a lot of people, you know, that's where a lot of people could make mistakes. You know, I've learned. So I said there's so much to give up. First is our relationship, you know, and secondly, it's also like, you know, it's hard when running a business. I know how hard it is, you know, and running my own business, I can take, you know, I'm responsible. I take control of everything. But if you have a partner, and this is a multinational thing.
Yeah.
Another tidbit on that when we went to Qatar is they really love Filipinos because
Yes.
why? They're always clean. They always naliligo.
Yeah,
So
true.
the Sheikh was saying we love Filipinos because they actually smell good.
Oh
And then
my
the
God.
morals that they have, like you know,
Educated also.
educated and they speak good English, unlike the other races. Not
Oo.
down the races, but they really love Filipinos.
The Filipinos. Oh, iba ang Pinoy. Pero
And
alam
then
mo,
we got the
Oo.
opportunity to go to Dubai. My God, it's a different world in Dubai because it's like you know, being a Muslim country, but it's actually
very modern.
Very modern.
Very
And
modern.
you can see that,
Pero
and
Edwin,
a lot
go
of
ahead.
designers like Michael Cinco made
Michael
it big
Cinco,
there.
oo.
Esra Santos, you know,
Yung
these
mga
are all
big, no?
good designers in Dubai.
Pero ito lang masasabi ko si Edwin, ang haba ng hair mo. Oh, di ba? Inisip talaga ni Jenny.
Oo nga. Blonde.
I have to give
golden
up.
blonde hair.
Golden blonde hair. Mas mahaba pa kay Rapunzel. Di ba? Ito ko, I have to give up my, you know, my relationship. Oh. Tamo, alam mo, doon sa sinabi mo, talaga may natutunan ako no? Na not all opportunity is really an opportunity. Kasi yung iba laging bahala na si Batman. Are you kidding me? Like, this is an opportunity. Why would... But you were right. Like, you were right when you said it. Like, you have to make sure that, you know, you sit down. You have to make sure that you write down the pros and cons. And, you know, like, you had to contemplate. You have to contemplate, you know, like, what is, you know, is it good for me? And, you know, weigh everything.
Tama.
Galing,
Because
no?
Jessie, di ba, you know that the grass is not always greener on the other side.
No.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Wait, is that also the reason why, of course, you declined that amazing offer? Siguro ko sa akin yun. Bye. No, joke. Pero is that the reason why also, yung sabi mo kaninang yung give back mo na all the abundant blessings, di ba? Bigla kang nag-masterclass, tapos bigla kayong, aside from masterclass sa Philippines na marami kayong tinuruan, biglang, wow, no limit ang
Oo nga.
biglang, napunta rin kayo doon. Ayan, no? Tama,
Bigla kayong
Floral
naging-
and Event Masterclass.
yes, look at that, guys.
Kwento nga yan. My God. I'm sure, tingnan mo, I'm sure lahat ng Filipinos, my God, ang dami-dami siguro nag-enroll, no? So, kwento about that event.
Yeah, and actually, what happened is, when we did the Explore Islands Philippines with Department of Tourism, you know, at the Grand Central.
Oo, pinasara nyo raw
Ayan, oh my God.
Oh my God,
So-
sa New York. Oh
So-
my golly, G.
Mainstream.
Bakit wala ba tayo
Mainstream.
dyan nung time na yan? Okay,
Yeah,
go.
I'm very, very proud. You know, we were able to nail it. You know, we survived. You know, the
No,
test.
because we were saying that, you know, if Japan, Taiwan,
Yeah.
and other Asian countries hold you know, exhibition in Grand Central, why not the Philippines? So luckily, the Tourism Promotion Board with Maricon and all the beautiful ladies at the Department of Tourism were able to at least successfully launch this Explore Island Philippines
Yeah.
at the Grand Central, the first ever.
Yeah, they trusted us
My
because we
God.
told them we don't have to market to our kababayan. No matter what, these people, our kababayan, will always go home. We have to target the mainstream and we have to sell to the mainstream, you know. And the place to be is the Grand Central. And it's so difficult to be there. You know, Grand Central is Grand Central. That's the world's largest terminal, you know.
Oh my
And
God,
they're-
yes.
Yeah, they're very strict. They're very strict. So, but because they knew me as a did several events, you know, so they trusted me. So they said, "Okay, we like to work with you, and we like you to be here." So I was very happy. We were very happy, and and then they invited me to be one of the speakers at MICECOM, you know, meetings and incentives conference in Bacolod. That was 2018. And so I was one of the international speakers. And also at the same time, I was invited by Dusitan in Manila to design their tree lighting, you know. So
Wow.
a gigantic,
Ang galing.
yeah, the theme is
Whoa.
reindeer, you know. And and after that, we have our Noli Metaya, because it's like this, no? If I have to do project, I make sure I travel that far. I would rather do more projects together, you know, and make use of my time, you know. And after our Noli Metangere opera, I had my master class, you know. We have a great story also, Noli Metangere.
Oo nga, kakwento mo yan eh.
Yes.
Oo nga.
Oo, ay,
So
si
the
Bianca.
master
Oo.
class came out because when I launched my book 10 years ago, people have been asking me to give, you know, master class on floral design. But that time, I was telling Edwin, hindi pa ready ang Pilipinas. You know, give them another few more years, and then. So last year, I think it was good because I saw a lot of huge development. You know, we have great designers. You know, and like Teddy Manuel. You know, we have a lot of great Filipinos designers who happen to work abroad, and I'm very proud, and I want to be part of that, and I think I'd be able to inspire them also.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happened. Yeah, and so going back to Noli, you want to talk about
Yeah,
Noli?
Noli
Yeah.
Metangre started in 2013.
6 years na, no? Oo.
Foundation of
Yes.
Filipino Artists of
Yeah.
Tita Aida Bartolome. And also because Miss Lloyda Lewis actually said that, we really need to showcase Noli Me Tangere the opera in New York. And that was the time that, Jerry's work in the production was actually applauded by the New York critic Vivian Schwitzer, right?
Yeah, opera.
Opera critic that it was a beautiful production. And then after that we moved on to Kennedy Center and the Eisenhower Tower that a lot of people were saying, oh, may opera pala ang Pilipinas, and even the white people or American people were saying it's a beautiful opera. And then we moved to Resorts World, and then finally the Noli Me Tangere the opera was finally staged in the Cultural Center of the Philippines, which is the right venue for this opera.
God.
With the
Alam
help
mo-
of Raul Sunico and our
Opera.
Dr. Raul Sunico, and it was actually chaired by our good friend Miss Mercedes Sobel, Dede Sobel.
Oh.
Yeah,
Alam mo,
we
Oo.
were really lucky on that one. We found our good friend Mercedes de Sobel to help us mount this opera because it's really, really very expensive. We have ambition, but very ambitious. All our intentions was just to showcase so that we were saying like, magkaroon lang tayo ng isang batang Jose Rizal o teenager, masaya na tayo. Our investment will be fulfilled, because that time we felt like, siyempre dito sa atin, like I don't speak good Tagalog, but we like to inspire people to go and appreciate our arts and culture. I always tell Edwin, I've been looking at that. How come we Filipinos can afford to watch Madonna, Jello for 30,000 pesos the ticket? Us, we're just trying to sell 500 pesos, hindi pa mabenta-benta, we're degrading our own, kababayan, our own culture, wherein hindi naman inferior yung ating kultura, And this Noli Me Tangere was so beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's very pure. It's really an opera. It's hard to sing. I'm not a singer. So that's how I got involved. I got involved when we did the one in Hunter College. We did it only like in 2 months. I mean, an opera in 2 months.
You directed it, right?
No, I didn't direct it. Somebody
Who
directed
directed it?
Jerry did the costumes.
I did the costumes.
And the set
Pati,
design,
pati,
diba?
pati set design and costume, right?
Yes, in 2 months. And the costume I did it in 1 month. Yeah, it's really crazy, but I was challenged,
Pakita mo, wait, may papakita si Direk dito yung video na short video lang, yung gaano kadami na in-embrace ng Filipino, 'di ba sa CCP to, no?
Yes,
Oo.
CCP.
Oo, sa CCP.
Patingin nga, may pa-video si Mayora.
Si Mayora.
Yeah.
Oo. Ay, sure ko talaga.
Na-carried away ako. Oh my God, sa CCP?
God, yes, sa
Yes,
CCP.
and these are all paid audience ang mga estudyante. So 2017, when we had the support of Enrique Sobel Foundation, Ayala Foundation, and other, private donors and corporations. And it so happened, former Senator Lauren Legarda watched the show, and she loved it. She said, "Jerry, I want you to have a repeat show, and I will help you finance it." So she did, partly, and so we did the restaging of Noli opera last year, 2019. But I changed the production design so that people will not get tired of looking at the same stuff.
And we would like to thank also our good friend, director, and he's now the NCCA president and Cultural Center of the Philippines president as well,
Yes.
Mr. Arsenio Nick Lizazo, who actually helped us in mounting this project.
Last year, the
Last
repeat
year,
show.
the repeat show, which
Yeah.
was embraced by a lot of students, and no less than our Secretary of Education, Tita Liling Briones, with the help of Miss Undersecretary Ann Sevilla. All the students were clapping, after the show, they were saying, ang ganda pala ng opera natin. And a lot of older Filipinos were saying, thank you for bringing the opera because napukaw niyo ang aming pagka-Pilipino ulit. Something like this is actually a payback to all the hardship, because remember, these are 200 people that we actually, hired and fed and everything. And this is with the symphony orchestra. That's why.
Oh my God, symphony orchestra pa?
Yeah, this
Wait.
production has 200 production crew, including the artists. 200. Yeah, we have to feed them. We have to pay them. We have to, we didn't cheapen them, actually. We try to stay professional. We want to show them our support. And it's really very fulfilling. And we're so lucky. Again, I'm going to say we're so lucky because we have dear friends who trusted us, supported us. And we always tell them, like, we like to invite even students or children from squatters, from Tondo, underprivileged, because we want them to experience CCP, theater. Iba pag na-experience mo theater, iba yung pag napapakinggan mo light music orchestra,
Yeah.
nakakatibok na,
Pero-
sa Tagalog?
Nakapukaw ng
Nakakatibok
damdamin.
ng damdamin.
Kapag
Pero wait,
puso.
naka-curious lang ako So, cause okay, fine. You guys are like jack of all trade. My God, a real estate
Master of-
guru. Oh, lahat na. Kumbaga, sabi nga inverted umbrella, no? Tapos biglang nagkaroon ng, of course, biglang nag-switch sa
Producing, an
diba?
opera.
Like an opera, like Broadway na. Okay, an opera. How did you guys come up with it? Like, who wrote the scripts and sino? Paano nag-start yun? Like, tipong, wala lang kasi, ito artist nga kayo, di ba? Kasi kami, like ako, pareho tayo, Jerry, makulit din ang utak ko, Like, if I sleep, let's say, for example, and then I'll wake up, or let's say I just need to go to the restroom, and I'm always thinking, alam ni Jay kasi yan, and ni Direk, na I have a lot of different ideas in my mind. Bigla ko lang text sila na, by the way, I think we have to do this. What do you think, guys? So, ganun din ba yung nangyari sa inyo? Parang you just woke up one day and just be like, I need to do an opera.
No.
Ganun ba? Paano?
No. When I came here, I told Edwin, I'm done with theater. I used to be a dancer. I have a dance company in Manila, Chinese dance company. I'm done with it. My next chapter in life is for me to explore what New York can offer me, So I was so much focused on building my business, which is the event industry, the event design. So there was one time when we received a call from Miss Loida Lewis and said, I'm inviting you to come over. And she has a project. I know she mentioned about Noli, no?
Yeah.
I didn't know that Noli has an opera. I know the story. No, we all studied Noli.
Yes, definitely.
And I didn't know that there's an opera. The opera was done in 1957 pa. I was not born yet. I was born 1958. So I didn't realize that they showed it in 1972 revival. I think it was 72 or 80 yata, after 20 years or something like that, So, and actually Loida was trying to invite us to be on the finance committee to raise money for this Noli Me Tangere and help the nonprofit organization. So I told Edwin, just tell tell Lloyd, I'm trying to avoid it, I said, tell Lloyd that we're gonna support, but I'm not gonna attend the meeting, So I was forced to attend, and he said, "Oh, magagalit sila. You have to attend. You have to attend." So I was forced. I attended. Kasi the reason why I don't want to attend because I know myself. And once na doon na ako, makikiliti ako And it will go back. I will always go back to my past theater, which I love theater. I used to do our company's costumes, set, and everything. I don't want to go back on that. Sa akin tapos na, been there, done that. I have a new life. I have a new type of work that I have to focus. The focus is for me to fulfill my dream because I'm chasing my American dream.
Yes.
And so I was so focused on that one. But eventually I attended. And I couldn't, I said, oh my goodness, this will be a disaster project, a show. So I was very upfront with Loida. I said, Loida, we have no time. You're pressed for time. It's better for you to postpone it to next year. But they couldn't postpone it because Felipe P. De Leon, the one who composed the music, he did the Magtanim Ay Di Biro. He did all the classical Filipino music. He's celebrating his 100 years, and he's a national artist. So this is the work of three nationals, two national artists, Felipe De Leon in music, and Guillermo Tolentino, the libretto, and Dr. Jose Rizal, the book. It was inspired based on the. So I said, oh, come on, what am I gonna do? But I said, okay, if you trust me, because he said, why don't you handle it? Because you have a theater background. I said, but I'm not gonna promise you that it's gonna be successful because it's 2 months, and I'm not familiar about opera, So thank God, we had 3 shows at Hunter College. It was very, very successful because of Loida. She raised so much money just to help this and put this show. And so when a group saw it from Washington, D.C., they said, we're going to bring it to Washington, D.C. That's why we presented it in
Eisenhower,
John F. Kennedy.
Galing.
And then Loida said, why don't we bring it to Manila, And so nakiliti na naman kami. So we said, okay, since CCP is not available, so let's go to Resorts World, Yeah, so we did that. It was good, but there's some bad things. But you know how theater is,
Yeah.
So we move on, and then 2017 we talked with Dr. Raul Sunico, and he promised to help. And he was very kind. He helped us mount this 2017, and with Mercedes Sobel, we found an angel. We found 2 angels and more angels. And plus our friends and my family. My sister. They all help us. I said, that's why people are saying, Noli na naman, you 2 are crazy people. You've been losing money, but you keep on showing it. But I just don't know. It's an accident. If people only know, we have no plans. Who wants to spend so much time and effort and keep losing? And at the same time, people think we're crazy. No. It's just because we love theater. We love to support the artists in Manila. Because 2015, as I've said, I was hired by Steve Wynn to manage the world biggest floral casino in Macau, Wind Palace. Partly I designed that with Preston, so I was hired as an executive director, on floral operations and everything. So I stayed in Macau for 4 months.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I miss New York so much. So
Kaya bumalikad. Oh.
yeah, I come back. And
Are you guys-
like na naman yung Noli.
And that time when he came back, we are helping the gold exhibit. Remember,
Yeah,
there was a Philippine gold exhibit. So
By
we
Ayala.
were in the executive team of the Ayala with Doris Magsaysay and Fernando
Yeah.
Sobel and Loida. And we showcased the gold of Butuan which was a hit. We're about 21,000 who actually
Came.
came who and visited the gold of
Wow.
Butuan.
Biggest crowd in Asia society. Yeah.
Because they were saying that, pre-Hispanic times, this gold is already there. So, wala yung Amerikano. They didn't even conquer Mindanao. They were only in Visayas, but eventually they were saying that, we're already rich in natural resources during those times. It's a pride of the Philippines by showcasing this gold in the Asia Society here in New York.
Yeah, so everything's not planned. We don't have plan,
ano na lang, no? Talaga, it just
it
fell
came.
on your lap, like, talagang right away, flawlessly. Pero, question, you don't have, I know, of course, No Limit Angere became a big hit for 6 years, right? Of course, in the US and also in the Philippines. What about sa mainstream? In Broadway, in Manhattan? Do you have plans of producing or any
Please.
producers out there who wants to produce and the Broadway, No Limit Angere? Because I know talaga kayo nag-advocate ng Filipino, 'di ba? Ng Filipino culture. 'Di ba? Or a movie, but Philippine, meron nga mga
Huwag na
Les
movie,
Miserables.
Broadway na next
Broadway.
year.
I mean,
It's
next year
actually-
nga. Next year.
Jesse
Onwards.
and Jcas is actually a wishful thinking for us because it will be very, very expensive. If there are any producers there to partner with us, we welcome to do so to showcase
Oh
this
my God.
because this is a very beautiful
No, I
offering.
will do it. I will do it in my next life.
Hindi yan magiging next life.
Hindi.
It will happen. It will happen.
There's a union, remember, it's unionized. So,
It will happen. Kayo na nagsasabi, di ba? Di ba? If you
Oo nga
believe
eh.
on it, you can be on it, right?
Yes,
So dream big, right?
Yes.
So I feel like it will happen anytime soon, anytime soon.
Basta
Kasi
wala ng COVID, okay na yan. Oo.
walang COVID, yeah. Kasi parang, ito pag nakikita mo ngayon sa Broadway, kasi avid fan talaga kami ng Broadway. Like, we watch Broadway like at least 15 times a year. Like, I love Broadway. Feeling ko parang, imagine mo nga, Phantom of the Opera. I mean, ang dami, di ba? Ang Phantom of the Opera, ilang years na yan. So, come on. No Limit Angere. Tibong Adar na nga meron di ba?
Ay, yung ibang adar na pero yung style ni Dolphy ha.
Oo, saan ba
movie
yan? Si
niya.
Dolphy talaga. Grabe. Pero so what's your plan? What's the future for No Limit Angere? Do you have any plans or are you talking to...
Right now, we're working
to anyone?
we promised in 2017 production, we promised our donors and sponsors that we're going to come up with a Noli Opera ebook, we're still working on that one, And then our plan is really like, if ever, probably we'll do the theater, but more going outside Manila. So, para mapanood naman from Cebu, from other parts of
Dumaguete,
Baguio,
Pakita mo yung ibang
yeah.
pictures.
It's more like a tour, tour show, but small scale, not a big scale. Kasi it's super expensive if it's a big scale, no? So it's a small production, but manageable. And then hopefully we'll do some films. Pero hindi, it's just, libre naman mangarap di ba?
Ang dami nyo na nagawa,
Alam
so
mo,
hindi possible.
Alam mo, I feel
Oo.
like you have to really stay true to your dreams and success will follow. Yun yung nyo no? Like, just own it, dream about it, and then guess what? Don't even think about money because, I mean, of course you have to, like, maging realistic tayo, but just, like, sinasabi ko kay Jcas let's just do our best right now. And I know God will do the rest.
Provide.
But will provide. Just, sabi, nasa Diyos ang awa, nasa tao ang gawa. Right? Like, do your best now and God will do the rest. Kaya nga, sabi ko, wag mo na munang isipin yung money will come
Hindi, pero
pag
alam mo yung normal talaga kasi ngayon na,
Sa
siyempre,
umpisa, oo.
pagdadaanan
Kahit
nyo yung isipin nyo yung pera, di ba? Pero once you get past that hurdle and you're actually enjoying what you're doing and you see a little
Yes.
bit of fruits of the labor, yung masarap na feeling na konti, then that
Yes.
will push you para yung traction is talaga keep the ball rolling, di ba?
Oo. And at saka the fact that everyone are like embracing and admiring your crafts, right? Yung efforts nyo, yung contribution nyo to the Filipino community, parang that's a tap on the back, no?
And what I really like about this power couple, our new friends Edwin and Jerry, is because you do a lot, but hindi kayo mayabang.
Hindi yun.
Hindi kayo,
alam mo
yun?
guys,
Hindi nyo pinagayabang, ginagawa ko to, ako to, kami to,
alam
mo yun?
Guys, I'll be honest with you. We had like a small, like a meet and greet lang. It was just like not that long kasi nga we have to pick up the cocktail lang, we have to pick up the book, 'di ba? Sabi ko, oh my God, it's an honor. Saglit lang naman yun, but we saw your pad, your Park crib, 'di ba? Diyan sa New York.
Ang
We
social,
toured us
oh my
around
God.
and all. Pero alam mo, sabi nga namin, pagbaba namin, as in sabi, oh my God, this couple, you guys are talagang made na talaga. Like the movers and shakers of the Filipino community. Di ba? Talagang nandun yung mga high, yung talagang sinasabi mo na, yung mga talagang the who's who of the Filipino community in New York. Pero wala kaming naramdamang yabang.
Walang ere.
You guys are so humble. So humble.
No, because like for myself, I'll speak for myself. I do believe I own this one physically, but I don't think I own it. God owns it. He can take it anytime He wants. And it's just a borrowed. Everything we have here in this world are all borrowed. And no matter what, one of these days you have to return it back. We came on naked.
To our Creator. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we will live naked also. What is important is nandiyan siya, enjoy mo muna lang. Just enjoy it. Embrace it, enjoy it. Pag nawala yan, okay lang. Things do come and go. There's nothing permanent in this world. Even our life na, as I've said, mawawala din tayo sa mundo. What is important is enjoy mo na lang, and what you can do to make other people's lives better, and be a better communicator or a person in a community, so you produce harmony and peace and love. Kaya
sa akin naman is actually staying grounded. Have your 2 feet on the ground, because by the end of the day, everything is given by the Creator above.
Our Creator.
You just have to share. At this point in our lives, it's a matter of giving back, sharing our blessings to everybody. By the end of the day, it's actually, we're all created equal, and whatever blessings we have to share it.
Yeah, and also because we're blessed with so many people who help us. Like in Anoli, we have Maestro Hermi Ranera, we have Benji Dia, we have Katrina Super Santos. These are the people who really have, and the Noli artists, they're so dedicated, and the musicians, were supported. That's why we said, there's nothing to be proud of. Sa amin, it's like, trabaho lang. Let's just do the best. And let's see how people react. If they react positively, then that means to say we're doing a great job. So next, mga ganon.
Galing. Sobra, alam mo, talagang kami, fan talaga kami. Sabi nga namin, I hope one of these days, like very soon in the near future, we can be as successful as you guys
Jessie,
are.
kahit kalahati lang ng narating nila.
Oo.
My
Tapos
God.
sana ganyan din, I mean, I'm sure kami namang tatlo dito sa Overglass na we always make sure na parang just in case we'll reach that, to the cherry on top. Oh, 'di ba? Parang
The tip of the iceberg.
The tip of the iceberg. I mean, we will always make sure that, of course, to share the blessings, and of course always put your foot on the ground. And kaya nga sabi ko, we are grateful kasi hindi namin in-expecto na may ma-meet kami ng mga inspiring people like you guys.
Wow.
Like Tito
Thank
Boy.
you.
Oo, hindi talagang sabi ko, binigay ng Diyos to eh. Sabi ko nga, just keep on doing good deeds.
Yes.
Diba? Kahit na meron kang yung mga detractors or whatever, mga haters, backstabbers, and people who talk negative behind your back, just shove it off.
Keep on
brush it off,
going, yeah.
Keep on going. And you know why? Because for as long as there's people like you guys who, people has inspiring stories na who believes in you, diba? Like just, so what? The rest, I don't care, Kayo, nandyan kayo para, sabi ko nga, siguro naman hindi tayo bibigyan ng Diyos ng ganitong blessings na may ma-meet na mga taong katulad ninyo. Kung,
Salamat
di ba?
po.
Oo,
Thank
kung,
you.
kaya sabi namin, di ba? Kaya sabi ko, hindi bibigay ito ng Diyos sa atin kung, alam mo yun, if we're doing kung may karmang negative na nangyari, di ba? Sabi ko, grateful talaga kami sobra.
But as I
Grabe.
said, we made a lot of mistakes,
Oo. But you've learned from it.
We learned from it, but we cannot take back the past. We just have to move on,
move
and do
forward.
better next time, and don't commit the same mistake.
Exactly.
Hopefully, and you should own it. You should own it. If you want to grow, you have to own your mistakes. Don't blame other people because we will not go nowhere. You just have to be mature, understand, and be patient. And I enjoy your company. You
Oh
treat me great.
I know. Maiingay, machika. Alam mo, feeling ko pag tipong tayo nag-dinner ng matagal na, tipong nag-start tayo ng tanghali, abutin tayo the following day. Pero hindi pa rin tayo tapos magkwentuhan.
Walang katapusang chikahan. Ano ba yan?
Oh my God, it's really an honor.
It's sharing. We learn from each other. We learn from you. You learn from us. Diba?
No, we've learned so much from you guys.
Symbiotic, right?
Correct. Grabe. Uy, teka, may last question pala. Oo. Ay, sabi ni pala, gusto ni ni Direk yung mga pictures daw
Asan yung
na.
mga picture,
Yung mga
diba?
inspiring
Para
photos
ma-shoutout nila yung mga
Para
friends
ma-shout out nyo raw yung mga friends nyo. O sige, pakita natin.
Tingin nga niya.
Oo. Oh, ay, nandyan sila, si Momar, di ba?
Yes.
Momar
Yes,
is
Momar's a good
there.
friend.
Yeah, that was the concert of Dr. Raul Sinico at Merkin Hall in Lincoln Center.
Oh.
And on
Okay.
the right, also with Margie and Marivic Vasquez, that was just last March. January, I'm sorry.
Margie Moran, di
bago lang,
ba?
ha?
We launched the first Philippine International
Flower
Show.
Supposedly.
Supposedly,
Oh.
supposedly itong October. Pero na pandemic tayo, na COVID tayo, we have to postpone it and do it next year. And that is really exciting because ang balak namin is to bring to have a first Philippine International Flower Show because we're trying to promote agriculture and
Philippine Flower Show.
horticulture.
Alam mo yung flower parade. Parang
Yes.
Kasama yung
Flower
dyan, ilang-ilang, mga ganyan.
Yeah.
Sampagita, lahat na.
At saka aratiris det.
Alatiris is not a flower.
During my talk, that was a partner with Philippine PICC, Philippine International Convention Center, and also Tourism Promotions Board and DOT. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful project because that will grow have another industry. Agriculture, it's a horticulture, and someday we could be
An exporter
of flowers.
Oh my God. Uy, pupunta kami ha pag nagkaroon ng
Sure.
flower exhibit sa Pilipinas ha. Oh my God, that would be an honor. We will feature it. Oh, yes, okay, next pic, photo daw. Talaga si Direk excited pakita. Si Miss Louise nandito.
That's actually the the launching of Pinto Manhattan with our good friend Dr. Hoven Kwanang, and Asian Cultural Council supported it. And Miss Dede Subel, who's a friend of Donna Karan, has actually contributed also in her space at Urban Zen, which is in Greenwich Village.
Yeah,
Right?
Greenwich Village.
So that's a beautiful, event.
Event, no? Sana pala napunta tayo sa mga
artists
event ng
from,
mga... ano yung next picture, Direk? Go.
Well,
Yan
that's
naman
actually
is...
Uy,
Papa P, nandyan! Oo.
With Miss Charo Santos and Piolo Pascual,
Piolo,
who
okay.
actually graced the event, and it was really a successful event.
And
Ryan Cayabyab is also there.
Yes.
And
My
that's our national
God!
artist Ryan
Yeah,
Cayabyab,
when
right?
he performed here, Saint
Sa
Peter.
St. Aidan's, right?
Saint Aidan.
I know. Oh, yeah. I think by next year we will have an
I
interview.
wanted to go, but we had
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to watch that.
Yeah,
Don't worry, next year baka ma-interview namin si Papa P, tsaka si
National artist na siya.
tsaka si Ryan Cayabyab. Oh, diba?
Yes,
Oh my God,
very,
grabe.
very nice guy,
Sobra, alam mo, ibang klase talaga yung nyo, no? Very well connected. Okay. Oh, last daw.
marami pa eh.
Oo.
Mga tatlo pa.
Mga 100 pictures pa.
Oh, with Miss Catriona.
Oh.
And Pia Wurtzbach.
The Pizza event, we also support with the Horror or Toll. And then that's Pia Words Back, which we entertained in our apartment with the then boyfriend Marlon Sackinger.
Yes.
Wow.
Then na ba? Tapos na ba?
Oo, ex na yun eh. Ex na.
I forgot. Postcard with Tia.
Postcards with
Oh,
Ay,
okay,
parang nakita
okay.
ko yun. Yung nag-shoot kayo sa Grand Central.
First guest,
Oo.
yeah, with
Lea Salonga,
Lea
Jos-
Salonga and Josie
Jet
Notori.
Notori, right.
Yeah, the
Oh,
three New
wow.
Yorkers. Yeah.
Oh my
so,
God.
We're
Oo.
flattered. I'm honored.
Sobra. No? Okay, go next. Ay!
Yes,
Philippine Society, okay.
That's our favorite. Now it's our favorite. It's called Edwin and I formed this Friends of the Philippines Society USA Inc. You know, the reason why we formed that, we have a mission and to promote
inclusion, diversity, and equality.
And equality, you know.
And during that time, we actually hold that in Cipriani, 42nd Street.
Social,
And
Cipriani.
then
Cipriani, oo.
We actually had an awardee, Mr. Ruben and Janet Nepales.
The Hollywood
Wow.
couple.
Oo, we will have an interview with them actually. Oo, with
Watch
Mr. Ruben
that
and
episode.
That's how we
Oo.
got invited sa 75th Golden Globe. You know, we hop with them.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
God.
Speaking of, oh my
Golden
God.
Globes.
Janet and Ruben for this wonderful opportunity
Yes.
to be in the A-lister stars in one room, you know.
Oh my God,
Ooh.
yes.
That's Miss
We will have an
Universe,
interview with
Wow.
them. We're so excited.
Two
We're
Miss
so
Universe
excited.
from Africa, South
South
Africa.
Africa. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's
That's ACC event.
an
Oh
Asian
my God.
Cultural Council event with
ito
Miss
din,
Isabel, right?
Oo.
And Jorge.
And Jorge Ortol, right? Of
Pero
Mayi Theater, right?
May question ako ha. You've been there, you've done that. Kumaga lahat na ng mga dreams that you've dream of, it happened, 'di ba? Because of your hard work, and you've been to different countries and traveled the world, right? Is there anything, one or two things that in your bucket list that you haven't even done yet? Meron ba?
You start.
Meron ba? Meron?
Meron, but we rather keep it a secret.
Okay. Kasi,
For the next episode.
alam mo, feeling ko kung ano, yes, next episode, alam mo, feeling ko kung ano, kasi, kailangan pang gawin nyo pa, no? So, yun yung inaabangan
We
namin.
have not done enough, you know, feeling namin.
What? Wala pa pala yun.
No, if we have the financial resources, we can do even better and more. Because like the artists in Manila, yung mga opera singers, they're so good. We wanted to support them. The musicians, we like to give them create jobs for them, you know. And so that para ma-appreciate ng mga kabataan din na meron tayong kultura, you know. And I'm so glad that, you know, like President Nick Lizaso, the president of NCCA and CCP, has been doing great work and supporting all the artists, the local artists, you know how it is, you know, especially
Yes.
in this time of pandemic, you know, kung pwede lang bigyan sila ng monthly, may gig sila so that they could survive and do what they love to do. What they love to do is to perform. If we can give them a platform to perform and because a lot of like other foreign countries hire Filipino singers and musicians, you know, and but us, we don't appreciate it, you know. We have it because we have so many talents, great talents. But for us, sabi nga namin, if we still can do that, continue doing that, we would do so. We would like to help and sacrifice. Yun lang ang dream namin so far, but not...
And I think,
And the
you know,
friends.
abangan nyo na lang because we're cooking a project that because of this pandemic, we would like to showcase
Yeah.
the Filipino nurses and the healthcare professionals, doctors,
Yeah.
to be given a
frontliners.
voice, the frontliners to be given a voice. And I hope Consul Arman Talbo is watching.
And the new content.
and the new congen, which we just talked this morning,
Yeah.
congen Petronila or Girly Garcia.
Oh, wow.
We explained the project and they're very much interested in showcasing, you know, what these frontliners have done to this country.
Yes, because you have to understand that we Filipinos are the second largest immigrants here in United
In the
States.
United States. Totoo
Yeah,
yan.
and it's high time that we have to have a voice in the political scene. And at the same time, the Filipino nurses, the frontliners, and the doctors and other professional, you know, have to be recognized, you know. And we felt like Friends of the Philippines would like to do that, and I hope we like to invite you to be involved. Would you
Oh
say
my
yes
God,
or
yes.
no?
Oh my
Yes,
God.
definitely. Actually, I was about to ano, I'm just waiting for you to ano to say your piece. I was about to say na if you guys need anything for as long as whatever that
Thank
Overglass or to
you.
OGAT can
Oh,
help,
thank you.
definitely because I believe that God gave us this platform. Since we just started like 6 months ago, we're running almost 7 months. And kahit paano kinagat, minahal ng viewers, 'di ba?
You're
Kahit
doing a
paano.
good job.
I know, thank you,
Thank
but
you.
I feel like the, yung isang platform namin na ay parang our way of giving back because of this platform, like
Yeah.
whatever that we can help with the Filipino community, not just in the Philippines, in the US, all over the world, we will do it,
Especially
like,
during
Yeah.
this pandemic,
oh
diba?
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah. We learned so much because what we really dream of is to unite the organizations, the Filipino Americans,
yes,
because we're so, I would say, not scattered, but we're not united. I don't know
yeah,
what's
alam
wrong
mo,
with
totoo
us.
yan, yes,
Unfortunately, yes.
unfortunately,
Yes, but
yes,
that's the reality because
it's
that's
true,
what we
it's so
got
true,
when we did the Explore Islands Philippines. We were left all alone, but it's okay because we don't do it for them. We do it for our country, for our Filipinos. That's why you should always have a set of mind like you're doing this for the majority, not the minority, so you don't get discouraged. And if you
yes,
believe in your project, move on, continue that, and that's what we plan to do with our friends. We like to grow it, but to the point that we want to have a voice in our community. It's high
yes.
time Filipino Americans, whether you're old, you're a millennials, or you're a Z,
Z,
Gen
Gen,
Z.
Gen
yeah,
Z,
generation, or whatever you call it.
ka-age ko, joke.
Come
Oo,
out, come out. We need a
true,
voice. We need a
totoo.
voice. If we don't have a voice, we will not be able to help the whole community what we need as a
Yes,
Filipino Americans.
yes.
And I think we should be united as much as possible. Tama na yung pasikat-sikat.
At
That's
tama
not
na
it.
ang crab mentality, no?
Yes,
Yes, ang
yes,
crab
yes.
mentality, tama na.
Laban
It's
natin.
time, ilaban na, oo. Ano yung Direk? May sinasabi si Direk? Ano? Meron ito pala. Meron daw ipapakita si Direk. Ano yung Direk? Go. Oh,
Boom!
your picture together.
Oh, the iconic,
Iconic.
iconic Grand Central.
Yes. Alam mo, since pinakita na direct yung picture nyo, kasi kanina it's just, a combination of different people, di ba, doon sa pictures. Pero, may, ano lang ako, I'm just curious, like, do you have anything to say to each other? Things that you haven't, any message that you haven't even, I don't know, like, disclose or say anything,
Hindi nila
tell
nasasabi.
anyone na hindi nyo nasasabi. You haven't even say to each other, na kung gaano nyo kamahal ang isa't isa, or anything that comes into your mind na, oh my God, Jerry,
Well,
Edwin,
for me,
diba?
I wish Jerry the all success that he has because he's really a talented and creative guy and continue on working and dreaming and creating for, in the end, it will come into fruition. And that's my wish for him to be successful in life.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and
Nakakayak
Jerry,
naman.
Sabi ko, akala ko may nagdo-doorbell na naman. Saan galing yung tugtog na yun? Ano ba yun?
si Direk talaga may paganyan.
Pero maganda, ah.
Oo. And Jerry, yes.
Sa akin, I would say I just want to thank Edwin because he's there through thick and thin. He understands now how to live with an artist, especially an artist with a crazy brain, like me. But one thing that I would say I'm lucky because he trusted me. He knows that I have reason for doing that. There's always reason behind that. And I will always tell him like, you know what, I always do believe na pag hindi uukol, hindi bubukol.
Hindi bubukol. Yes.
Yeah. So sometimes, sabi ko nga kay Edwin, you just have to stop me. You just have to stop me, Maybe I might be running too fast, But he's always there for me. He's kind. Although we fight, like
It's
an
normal,
ordinary
yeah.
couple, straight couple, they fight because I'm a different person. He's a different person. It's like two rocks, not rough, na you grind it, until you find the diamond on it, in a relationship. And you just hope and wish that it will be forever, but we're not gonna stay here in this world forever. Let's
Forever.
just
True.
be real.
True.
So make the most out of it. If you can always forgive and understand, I always tell him, just understand me. Just understand me. I know things it's gonna get better, because we have the pure intentions, and we're kind. We're not bad people. It's just we made mistakes. Yes, we made mistakes, but we accept that and we learn from it. And as I've said, always put God first. And if you think that you cannot take it anymore with your problems, and just pray and meditate. You don't have to tell anybody. Just pray. So like, me and Edwin, he does his own thing. I do my own thing. But we talk through mind. We don't have to say every time something. Edwin, I love you. No, it's sometimes it's corny.
Oh, but it's cute,
Aw.
diba? Those are the corny things that makes your relationship blossom more,
Yeah,
diba?
that's true.
Oh, that's so
Thank
cute.
you very much.
Oh my God.
Aw.
Can you believe that? Nakadalawang oras tayo.
Oh, diba?
ah.
Kulang pa.
Oh my
Wala na,
God.
Wala na, umalis na yung mga audience natin.
Hindi, okay lang yan. Kasi ang naman, kasi naman 12 o'clock na ng gabi dito. But guess what? Kasi, 12 na. Imagine. Alam mo kung bakit? Kasi dito naman sa show namin na, kahit na, nagugulat na lang kami let's say for example, natutulog na sila or nag-skip sila. After a few days, boom! As in, we be like, wow, ganito kadami na yung nanood. Kasi nga,
It's there forever.
it's there forever, and nai-inspire talaga sila. Especially guys, I hope like kung late kayo ng nanood or sabi ni Tatay Vince, I'm still here. Kung late na
Thank
po
you.
kayong nanood or nakinig,
Thank you.
share this to your friends and family because you know what? And marami kayong matututunan na power couple na to. Kaya nga sabi namin kailangan yung mga Filipinos, not just Filipinos or anybody in the US or all over the world who has an inspiring story, just reach out to us. Feel free because it will be an honor for us to feature you guys because alam ko hindi lang because sa dala namin ni JCast or yung mga celebrities na ini-interview namin, we know na marami silang matututunan, di ba?
Yes.
Picking your brains, di ba? Yung mga, I believe that we're all angels for each other, Angels for each
that's
other,
true.
not just because of there's a wings or that person gave you money or finances aspect. No, it's just even the inspiring words and words of wisdom that you will, acquire from that person who's speaking, di ba? That's for me, it's an angel because even if let's say for example I'm having a problem right now and because of the word of wisdom that you shared made me realize that you know what, I can be somebody too just like you guys. That's why we are so honored and humbled, for giving us this opportunity and for sharing your beautiful
And
stories.
speaking
Si Ate
of,
Pilar, oh.
and bago pala yun, speaking of sila, we're angels for each other, masabi ko
Yes.
lang, angel din po ako sa inyong lahat, pero itim po ang pakpak ko.
Yes.
Okay.
Ako ang puti.
Halloween na.
Halloween na!
Yes, makikita niyo po ang itim at puting pakpak sa Sabado.
Sa Sabado. Oh my God. Alam mo, sobra. I hope like one of these days, magkaroon tayo ng project, no? Like, yung live talaga. Pagkatapos ng pandemic na to. And we promise you, Edwin and Jerry, we will support you all the way. Kung ano yung mga projects nyo, let us know. Over a glass or two, our team will be here for you 24/7.
Do you have any last
Cheers,
message?
my God!
Do you have any,
Sa new friendship!
yeah.
Grabe. Sobra. New friendship. Cheers.
Guys, do you have any last message sa mga nanonood?
Sa lahat ng mga
Oo.
nanonood. Yes.
Yeah, before we leave, don't forget everybody, pandemic time, the people that you can reach out will be your family. That's the best. I'm so lucky at my family, my sister Josie, Sabeth, Susan, and my nephews and grandnephews. And same thing with Edwin. I have Edwin's family. They're always behind us, And we have dear friends. We have dear friends who became our family too.
Like Tess and the
Yeah,
Anta.
everybody in Manila, whenever we need help, like even
Yes.
Architect Coscuela, Marion, and whenever we help, is that can you help us? Especially on our project, they're always there, without any condition, without any questions asked. And that's why we're very thankful, and we're thankful we're still alive. and stay safe, healthy, and
Yes.
COVID-free.
Yes.
My last take is actually wear mask, social
Oh my
distancing,
God,
and
yes.
boost your immune system
Please,
because of the
please.
pandemic. Unless there's a vaccine, we
Mm-hmm.
all need to take care of ourselves. Amen.
God.
And vote.
Amen. And vote! Oh my God,
Oh, we're
malapit na
Vote.
po.
done. We're
Please
done. We're
vote.
done.
My God, thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Grabe.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you. Alam mo, it's an
for
honor. It's an
listening.
honor for sharing,
Yes,
for giving
for
us this
us.
opportunity. Oh nga, my
Thank
God.
you, JV. You're
Yes,
behind
si
the
Derek, oh,
magic.
andyan, oh.
Thank you
We
din.
all love you.
Si Direk ba teka, Jessie, may damit ba si Direk ngayon? Baka,
Ayaw niya magpapakita. Ayaw yan. Hindi
Oo.
nagpapakita si Derek. Pero maraming salamat
Gwapo
talaga.
si Derek, ha? Gwapo
Oo
si
nga,
Derek.
thank you.
oh,
Oo nga, naging chubby lang eh. Naging chubby nito, nagpapayat na raw siya. Pero alam mo, salamat talaga. Kasi, imagine, hindi kayo nagpapa-interview kung basta-basta.
Oo
Pero,
nga.
you trusted us,
It's
di ba?
about time.
It's about
Sabi
time.
ko nga
Kasi,
kanina.
everyone has to hear your beautiful, inspiring story. And thank you for trusting us. Maraming
Thank you.
salamat.
Maraming salamat.
More power
Yes.
to you guys.
Oh,
More power.
thank you.
salamat.
Thank you.
Salamat. Talagang we're having fun. We're enjoying everything that as much as we can, and we want to help and we want to inspire, and guess what? Whatever God will give us, we're just we're just enjoying the flow kung ano man 'yan,
Oo,
'di ba?
Kung saan man to mapunta.
Yes, kung saan
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Jcas, close it, go.
All right,
Okay.
guys. Oh my God, another
2.5
wonderful,
hours.
inspiring
Saya. So,
more
yeah.
night. Everyone who's listening and watching us right now, please don't forget to share this video para ma-inspire po kayo.
Yes.
And also don't forget to like and follow us in Over a Glass or Two, OAGOT, Facebook, YouTube, and also Twitter and Instagram. And of course, Mr. Edwin and Jerry, oh my God, I can't thank you enough. Thank you
Yes.
personally. Thank you for being an inspiration individually, because you are go-getters and success stories that I wanna be like the two of you. And
You'll reach your goal.
yes,
Yes,
and
salamat.
and also pagdating naman as a couple din, couple goal ko din kayo. Oh my God, diba?
It will happen, Jcas. Yes.
Perfect couple.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. No one is, but you're
Yes.
close to it, and you're and thank you for inspiring us for tonight, and also thank you for everything that you're doing for the Filipino community, not just here in the
Salamat.
US, but also in the Philippines. Okay,
maraming
we thank you so much.
Cheers.
Okay,
Yes.
we're gonna raise our glasses and we're
yes.
gonna
Over a
cheers.
glass or two.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Guys, remember, amidst the pandemic, let's find ways to be happy. Let's talk about it over a glass or two. Cheers. Love you guys. Thank
Love
you.
Edwin and Jerry. Maraming salamat. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Mwah.